Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to SOS Season 3, Episode 29. As always, I'm your storyteller, Mike Martin. Today, joined my wonderful crew of coterie. The whole gang is here. Dot, Bub, and Tracy. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hi.
Hello.
I think it's funny. I got Dot. I don't call her by her real name. Bub, I don't call you by your real name. But
And I'm just
Tracy, I call you
Tracy.
by your name.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like Dot is easy. Bub is
Dot,
easy. Miss
yeah.
Magitech,
It's
I'm
too
a stoner.
much.
I'm too lazy for that shit. I'm not going to say all that. Tracy's way easier.
It's true. It's true.
How you guys doing? I'm very excited to continue. Last week was a fun episode, I think. I would consider it one of my more fun episodes this half of the season so far with Ava's decisions that we're going to have to make some rolls for.
Always with the Ava decisions.
I mean,
Yeah.
we need it, right? I feel like Ollie is too level-headed and Dakota is like too grounded in like war logic. We need
I'm the wild
Toreador
card. Yeah.
wild card.
She's got to spice up your life.
Need it?
I mean,
yes.
But would your life be nearly as colorful without it?
It's true.
I don't know.
I mean, doesn't she only wear
just-
black?
My
We're
my
red sometimes.
sometimes my favorite thing was the eye rolls from last episode when I was so excited when I found the notes from Saito and Rudy, and the two of them on the camera were just rolling their eyes. It was such a stark contrast.
We just
starting
got
to
rid
piece
of
some
one
things
page and we
together.
got another.
Yeah.
Like you got the general idea of what you think Sybil's up to, but now the details are starting to make their way and bubble forward.
Yeah.
And it connected Rudy and Saito it was unexpected initially, but I think it made sense when you realize like what they were doing at the very least.
Yeah.
But you didn't find who you were looking for, which
Yeah.
was Celia. But before we get to, we're talking too much. I got to shill first. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for supporting us. Without you, your voices and your support for the show, it would never have returned for its final season. So thank you for that. If you want to support the show pretty much everywhere, you can watch us here on the VODs immediately after. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you also get some cool emotes. You support the channel and this show directly. It directly supports SOS. And if you want to just like support the show, but you don't have time to watch it here on Twitch, you can go over to youtube.com/rollforit, where we're partnered up with them. And all of our episodes go up over there for free after some time. And if you have not seen any of the other seasons, all the seasons are already up there, and season 3 is almost up to date. It's like one episode behind, so you can kind of catch up over there. If you want to talk about the show with other fans, head to our Discord, totally free to join. And if you want to support all the other things that we do on top of the show, like Pod by Night, you can head over to patreon.com/podbynight, and you can directly monetarily support us there for some neat little bonuses, rewards, special colors on the Discord. And if you're a high enough tier, you can participate in the community RP story that happens alongside the Pod by Night story. Heads up, we got a bunch of cool things for you guys, and it's been super fun just to watch. I'm a lurker over there. It's just fun to watch people's, like, after every episode, their freakouts over Ava, or their freakouts over Ollie, or Dakota, or theories that run wild if they get information. You guys never disappoint over at Discord. It's always fun to pop in. Tracy, before we even roll, why don't you give us a recap of last week? What happened last week?
Yes. So last week,
and we're gonna get the Ava tinted version of this.
yes,
Of course.
So
I'm not here for facts. I'm here for a story.
we're here for a story. Oh my God, I'm trying to remember how we started last week. Me and Dakota were going to freaking what are they? The Sabat.
Yeah.
Scout them out.
And that really didn't pan out to anything.
Well, you found a piece of graffiti.
We found
That was a
yes,
very specific
a
thing.
sword.
A sword with
A hilt? I don't know.
No,
I don't know what was on it.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
a
you,
fancy
Tracy.
hilt.
It
Yeah,
had,
I was like,
it
I
had
don't remember.
vines like around it, like a wreathing or
yeah,
something.
like
Yeah.
symmetrical on both
Yep.
sides. The branches that kind of twisted around them. Yeah, Ava. I don't know, a hilt. It had a hilt. Very good, Ava. Thank you so much.
Part of sword.
Yep. But
Also,
it
I think
didn't.
Dot, you sound really quiet, like muffled
yeah.
or distant. Like something's weird. I don't know what. Something
Yeah.
happened when we went live, I think.
Did that fix
Yep,
it?
much better.
Yes,
Okay, great,
yes.
great. Okay, my
All right,
bad.
continue, Tracy.
So then, yeah, we didn't find them. So, we found that. I drove back, and Dakota wanted to scout out the lupine area. So she went into bird form and started flying around. I don't think you didn't really find much there either.
She saw Hannah. She found Hannah.
I saw Hannah, yeah, which was the important
with the
thing.
person.
The
Yeah.
first time I've seen Hannah since they took her.
Yes, that's true. You saw Hannah with somebody else. Yes. And
So loud now.
Then now you're like a little.
Am I a little, okay, am I peeking? Let's see, is that better? Hang on, check, 1, 2.
That
there we
is
go.
better.
Right about there?
Leave me a tad higher, but you're like good.
Right about there, maybe?
Yeah, that's a sweet spot.
Okay, great. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what happened.
Audio, man, it just breaks.
We reconvened and at the bar, and just kind of, I think a couple of things. I know Ava was, from her vision, was pretty set on finding this location that she saw in her vision for where Celia was. And we had a bit of an argument over like me pursuing Celia versus the book to bring to the Saito book to bring to the Tremere. I reluctantly agreed to give a page to the Tremere. So Ali and I decided we would later go to Sanchi and return that. And Ali also revealed to Ava the other intentions he had with this, to have the Tremere craft something to make my blood
Essentially
deadly.
poison. Yeah.
Acidic almost.
Yes. Was I don't know how Ava feels about that, but we'll see. So Ava went to this location, tried to figure out if Celia would be there. I was trying to break in because it's at night. It was like an apartment building. Couldn't really get in. I was trying to just sneak in. So instead, I tried tapping into Oblivion a little bit and got unlocking.
I wouldn't say you tried tapping in as much as you gave into the powers that be for Oblivion.
Yes, and I did, and that resulted in
It worked?
Yeah, it did work, but at a cost. It resulted in me taking quite a few stains, and Ava was pushing it to the limit. It was kind of a combo of just some bad rolls plus me just really being determined and keep pushing. I was out of willpower toward the end. Like if I would have spent more, I would have become exhausted. And ultimately, I found a family in this house, in this one apartment, and I saw something in the corner. I wanted to try to distract the family by feeding on them and just putting them out. Unfortunately, I rolled very poorly on one of them, and I fed them to death. I drank from them to death. And then I went in the corner, found the item. It was notes from Saito and Rudy, and I saw a vision of them exchanging notes. I got rid of the body using some crazy shadowy shit where I dissolved the body. Never done that before, but that was pretty cool. Oh, my food is here. Hold on. Okay, somebody else keep with the recap.
Hold on to that one thought.
Okay, somebody else keep it.
Okay, well, on that, I'll send it to Dakota, because Dot went and had a conversation with her sire last week as well,
Yeah.
which went extremely well.
It went great. What are you talking about? I asked my question and I got an answer.
You did. Which was,
No.
give me an answer in a week.
Yeah.
She said no immediately, but you did say, like, think about it, and I'm going to ask you again.
I'm going to ask you again. Then she got sassy.
Yep.
And then I was like, back off.
Yep.
And that was the gist of it. I was like, hey, I need you to do me a favor since I don't know. Oh, and she called me an accident, a mistake. That bitch.
She did do that.
She did that, but that was her being like.
She
was
flat
being
out was like.
she was being honest about it.
I don't give a flying butt. If I was honest with every child that you know who doesn't actually exist at the holidays, boy howdy, the entire commercial industry would fall apart. So, anyways. I think what I'm saying is that bitch owed me. And then she was like, sorry, you were a mistake. I don't want to make one of those again. And I'm like, your mistake is doing okay. Sorry.
You are.
Yeah, clearly she doesn't think that. And then she was like, no, it's not happening. And I was like, cool your jets. We'll talk again. She's going to say no again. But I tried.
You did. You made a valiant effort. And who's to say in the future you're not able to push her and nudge her if you decide to continue to communicate with her, but we'll see what Dakota chooses. Ava then, she melted a body. And
Yep.
then she fed off of the other one
Yep.
that to keep them unconscious. So when she woke up, there would be a weird wet spot and her individual person is gone completely.
Yep.
Then what happened? Was that about it?
That was it. No sign of Celia, but other than the note saying that Heloise needs to stay away. And we reconvened and I told the party, I told the coterie about what I found and the Rudy notes. Ollie and I went to Sun Chi. Ollie went in by himself and delivered the notebook page to Sun Chi. And we were making our way to the Witch of the Yards. So yeah,
Any other details that we missed?
Dakota then followed up her mommy issues with more mommy issues and went to go see her touchstone to let her know that Hannah went to boarding school. Which was a pretty solid cover up for an on the spot draw. I just wanted y'all to know that because I did not have a plan.
It's a pretty tricky conversation with Sun Chi. She wanted to keep touting her the fact that she was a Tremere, that they have their ways, and that there's nothing that I could say or do about that. And honestly, I just wasn't having any of that. Like I don't give a shit what family you're from. It doesn't matter. We're trying to build a bridge here. Let me extend an olive branch.
Ollie will forever be, no matter how much he ingratiates himself within the local government, he'll always be on the outside, and that like he sees things from a more like logical perspective as opposed from that medieval headspace that so many of them like hang on to in the Camarilla. It's true.
Yeah, so much so. And he expressed how poignantly important it was to Ava that the book needs to be split immediately and hidden all over the place.
Yeah.
You did say
all over the place, and that we need to make moves on it because he promised the next time that he would see her, he would bring back a few pages. So he also expressed to Sun Chi that there may have been some hidden locations, like hidden repositories, and that he might have some drop details on those. But that information will come out based on how Sun Chi responds and how valuable and useful she makes herself.
And that is wholly, we'll see how that pans out. The Tremere are interesting on their own right, and Sun Chi is slightly even more so for her own personal reasons. So we'll see if she cooperates. But the deals have been upheld on your side and on hers thus far. And if business is to continue as it should, then you don't see a reason why not. But you also know Tremere spawn the likes of Saito, and they're all about keeping secrets and hoarding secrets. So who fucking knows how that goes?
Yeah.
By the end of the episode, however, Tracy had racked up quite a few stains. 4 total, and which means for her humanity roll, she has only a single die to roll. How many successes do you need to? Is it just any success,
you
right?
Need
just
one
just
success.
one success.
Yeah.
So we're looking at about a 40% chance at succeeding. Otherwise, you will lose a humanity and drop down to 4, which is a place Ava has dipped into every so often. And it's oddly in her humanity 4 where her most humane acts tend to occur.
And I get it back,
So with 1 dice, Tracy, are you ready to roll?
Yeah, let's roll this remorse test.
Let's do it again.
Shit.
Yeah, you rolled a 3, unfortunately. And so that means you dropped that you cannot enjoy food anymore. It's back to stirring wine with your finger and being kind of in a rough headspace.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Oh my God, no.
Not where Toreadors want to be.
Oh, how embarrassing.
And you're going to take penalties, -2, dealing with any social situations that involve mortals of any kind. As your body becomes, every kindred's body is different as it decays. As your humanity drops, the body comes closer and closer to what a corpse looks like, at least to some degree. And for Ava, I imagine, really what happens with her body and her skin is it becomes just that much more pale, almost porcelain-like. You can just tell there's not blood really flowing through her systems to the point where you're like, she just looks kind of corpse-like. And there's some people out there might be like goth GF time, but there's other people out there who's like, you look a little off. So it's not something that the other two haven't seen before, and it's not like a striking change, but it's one that can be noticeable when you look at her. And no longer can she feed food. It's just In universe, it's more akin to the curse of the blood. What happens as the blood, is used, and it's hard to really pinpoint what causes it to drop a lot of the time. It has something to do with like giving into the beast. But beyond that, like, it's no, there's no like your humanity score is a 3. Oh no.
Am I able to at least still like blush of life and like get the
from my memory, and I'll double check, but I believe the answer is no.
It's straight up. I just can't.
Blush of life does not work.
I don't think blush of life works at all. You could check though in the core rulebook. It's right with the.
I was going to say I might be able to pull it up here and roll 20.
Yeah, it's just under a humanity chart.
Let's see. Humanity says,
236.
Downward spiral. 4. Some people gotta die, and you have finally begun. Killing more than fine. Ask the elders. Blah blah. Physical changes become quite evident. Ashen color, shades of right, corpse-like. You suffer a 2 dice penalty on rolls to interact with humans, but you no longer keep food or drink down, even with blush of life.
So I can.
So you can use blush of life, but you can't eat. Your body can still kind of like come to life for a little while, but when you revert back to your non-blush of life form, you're just way more looking like a dead person. The change between blush of life and not blush of life is just more extreme.
Yeah, this says you can no longer keep it down, so good luck with that.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
All right. Well, back at it. Ava's been there.
Yep.
In the past.
Yep.
It's a subtle, slow change. Obviously, it's not like it just happens. But it's happening. Yeah. And we left off then with you in the car on the ride to the Witch of the Yards, or was the night over? Okay, cool, got it. Well then, if we're good to play, we're all caught up. Let's go ahead and set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coterie is up to. Our vision and our auditory senses all kick in with the sound of a thud, a tire hitting a pothole on a long forgotten road the city has ignored for far too long. And as we see that, the gleaming red lights of the rear car grow further and further away as our vision turns up and we sit at road level. The familiar vehicle that currently houses both Ollie and Ava drives continually outward, away from the core of the city, much closer to through Bridgeport, Canaryville, and eventually back of the yards, far south of Kindred territory, where you see the stacks of familiar junk, scrap, cars, and so on. The unending hum and whir of machinery moving things around no matter what hour. And as the car comes to a rolling stop and we can hear the gravel crunching under the tires that might need a little bit of air at this point, stutters to a stop before we hear the engine come down. Ava and Ollie sit there for a moment, and I imagine look at the journey that is before them, one that Ollie is rather familiar with at this point. Ava, on and off, you've been here occasionally. Is there anything you two say to each other, or any discussions about how or what exactly you're just going to be said? Or is it very kind of like you park the car, the engine turns off, the doors open, and you continue on silently?
I don't think Ollie says anything unless Ava.
No, I will let you take the lead in the discussion since you conversed with her more than I have.
Yeah, she's a hoot.
A hoot, yes.
On that, go ahead.
It's probably going to be a little weird, and she'll let you know right away if this is going to work or not. But it generally comes at a cost. It's probably not going to cost me anything, and she doesn't exactly want money.
Did we bring anything? I look at Saito's like, did we bring anything to offer her?
I don't think she's going to want anything to do with anything else we got right now. But I'm sure she'll have something, a favor, an ask, maybe some information.
Okay.
She's at least going to find your situation very interesting, and I'm going to be transparent with her. If she asks a question, I'm not going to bend the truth, because she doesn't really operate inside the Camarilla.
Yes, I guess it doesn't hurt us to explain the situation, so.
Well, let's beat feet.
Yep.
Let's get out there.
Let's do this.
The doors open on each side, and we can hear the creaking of them as they are shut behind them. And both begin to walk in their, individual gaits. Again, can you remind me, Ava, what you're wearing? Ollie, I imagine you're wearing your usual, but unless you're looking, dressed different for any particular reason. I imagine you're just in your usual, like, kind of suit you wear out pretty much everywhere. Ava? Is there any difference in how you're dressed? I don't remember what you were wearing.
No, I think I mean, this is all the same night that she did the stuff at the house, at the apartment. But she's probably just wearing a dress, a black dress with like a long slit, so she has a bit more mobility in her legs, and her usual heels that she always wears.
And those heels expertly balanced through the gravel that would threaten most any other inexperienced heel wearer at this point. I'm sure I would break my ankle attempting to wear it through gravel. But you stride through with elegance, not even no one would be able to tell that there's any struggle. And you move through the opening gates and into the towers of garbage that sit on your left and your right. And you walk. And Ollie, you are familiar at this point that it's usually a few minutes. Sometimes you just walk straight, sometimes you just stand and wait, other times you meander. But eventually, much like now, after about 10 or so minutes, you hear a familiar clanging of empty cans dangling by strings, and an individual face that once again you don't recognize yet new, wearing a similar set of attire, the garbage bag over their own body, the long scraggly hair, the missing teeth and malnourished look of them, as this older gentleman, hunched slightly, looks up at you, and this time doesn't say anything, but looks to you with curiosity, almost waiting for you to say something.
Is she available right now?
There's a minute of silence. A minute, I mean like a couple beats of silence, maybe about 5 or 6 seconds or so, before he actually just reaches down to his left knee and grabs 2 of the glass bottles that dangle and just bring them up and clang them together a couple of times before turning to his right and shuffling off, giggling to himself.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Just weird.
Yes. I assume that means we're getting an audience.
I don't know what that means, but we're just going to walk forward and hope that we can slowly see that burning light of the fire.
And that's what you look for, that familiar orange flickering glow with minimal smoke and little heat when you arrive. But this time it doesn't happen. You don't walk straight and see a fire. Instead, you walk straight and meet the end of the path that leads to either going left or kind of right-ish. It's not really gridded out as much as there's just available walking paths around mountains of garbage. It's more of a Y-shaped intersection. You pick one at random and just kind of wander? Do you wait?
I'll wait a moment. And then I will just kind of let my senses take me.
Can you, and only you, Ollie, make me a composure resolve check?
Yeah, well, I can try.
Please do. Oh, everybody, make sure you refill your willpower. Half of your highest score between resolve and composure, I think it is.
Yeah.
All right, my willpower is good. You said composure resolve?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Second attribute, resolve.
Two successes. You could spend a willpower and reroll 3. You can stick with the 2.
I think I'll stick with the 2 for right now.
Okay. You choose left or right at any, is there really any rhyme or reason? You just kind of pick one of them and wander, or?
Okay. Just going to lean into whatever direction, probably whatever direction he's closest.
Yeah, and in my mind's eye, you're on the left and Ava walks on your right-hand side. And so if you go whatever's your closest, you wander left. And about 10 more minutes of wandering, bizarre garbage path kind of overtakes you before you actually see in the distance a familiar orange flicker. You are not guided there by any of her individual. Well, now that you think about it, what are they? You've never asked. They arrive every so often. There always seems to be different people here, but that thought merely passes by as you have to make your way over to the fire. And you round the corner, and unless there's something you wanted to say before you round the corner and meet her, or do you just want to head around? But you have a moment here where there's something you could pass between each other if you choose to. Ava just kind of nods. Ollie nods in return. And those final steps are taken before you whirl around, and there she sits. fire not roaring nearly as bright as it looked from a distance, but that seems to be the case often. As she sits nude, but her long hair covering her elbows and knees, tickling just barely the dirt on the ground as she sits on a nearby bucket, hunched ever so slightly over. She looks up at the two of you just as you round the corner, her eyes greeting you across the fire. But she says nothing, at least initially.
I'll slowly pad up within, we'll say, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 feet.
I'll follow.
Wait for an invitation.
There's a moment as she watches you with a unending gaze, not a single blink the entire time. And as you approach and make yourself fully known, there is another beat of silence between the two of you before she does make a nod gesture to a nearby upside down bathtub that sits there, porcelain, at least probably porcelain. It's hard to tell. You
Sure.
sit down on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her eyes follow you and follow you as you sit down. And as you sit and her eyes are locked, her head ever so slightly tilted, and the look on her face, stoic as it always is. It's at this point she finally looks past you, Ollie, and at Ava. She doesn't say a thing.
I've never got her name, have I?
Nope. I think you've asked a few times, though.
And she's been
Does
very
not give it.
hesitant.
More than hesitant, she refuses.
It's been a little while since I've been in to see you.
It has. But her gaze does not leave Ava.
How are things these nights?
Do you see what you might be able to infer as a slightest little crooked grin when you ask that question that dissipates as quickly as you notice it? Confusing as ever. And she giggles.
Have you met my friend Ava before?
I think you've been here, Ava.
I have.
I think it was early on, maybe season 1.
Been a
Maybe
long time.
you visited in season 2. But it has been well over. It's probably been a couple of years since you've been here at the earliest. But she nods. She doesn't say anything. But when you ask that question, Ollie, she simply nods. She smells different.
Yeah, she is different.
I'm very different now.
And she giggles, and that's when she breaks eye contact finally and looks to the fire.
You remember those things that I brought for you? The leaf and the things that I told you that may have come with it or may have come through.
She claps and giggles. I do. They were so fascinating. Still fascinating. But the bleed, the death, has restored it to life.
Yeah, we've been playing around with things above our station. And
she nods and she goes,
changed.
She interrupts you entirely and just simply says, but the life smells of rot.
Still.
It's changed. It smells not of death, but rotting meat. And she makes this like gagging motion as she stares at the fire.
Do you feel anything that is much older than us that sleeps in this city?
She, the giggle is not there. She just openly cackles. And as the laugh comes down, you're so slow. For a long time.
Right.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere?
Those who came before. You can't hide from their gaze. They'll find you. Always find you.
What if we wanted to find them?
Her grin doesn't disappear, and her gaze into the fire once again does not break. She shrugs with a nonchalance.
We have one of the older ones watching us close, really uncomfortably close.
She doesn't say anything, but she does lift her head and smiles to look at Ava. And the gaze lasts maybe 2 or 3 seconds before she breaks the gaze with an uncomfortable giggle again and looks back to the fire.
And you can tell that it's watching her.
It's with us. Right now.
She has unfortunately become the host of an older kindred's shadow. Alessandra. You know about them, right? You're aware of what they are.
You just you see her shake her head just kind of subtly.
Then you know about the La Sombra in the city. The older one that sleeps. That's kind of pulling the strings.
She it takes her a minute again, another moment or two, but she does nod in agreement.
We're trying to stop that because it's we think that it's doing some really bad things. We think that it's trying to pull that rot, that darkness, that death here into Chicago. And we might have a fighting chance, even if it costs us our lives, of stopping that.
And what is it you plan to do?
Well, that shadow, Ava here keeps having these visions of a particular group of kindred over and over again. And that shadow is tied to those kindred. And I know that I might be having a tall order here, a tall ask. But is it possible that you could help us find one of them if you were to source that shadow, if you were to touch it?
She, without hesitation, shakes her head no. Oh, you wish me to sign my own death?
Even if you could give us a direction, a part of the town, any angle, we need to dog hunt some of these people.
You are, and she turns back to you with a smile on her face. You are funny, interesting, stupid. You think you found a bottom of a well when you've only seen the tip of the ocean. You don't know the danger that sits, that lurks. You'd be fooled to stand in the way of a tidal wave, thinking a single body can hold back the roaring ocean.
I've seen it many times.
She looks to you. You've tasted it.
That I've stared at that roaring ocean. I've stared at it. I know what's coming, and you're right. It is more than a single person can handle. But we need to stop it.
And we are not alone. There is more than just my coterie.
She continues to look at Ava. How long do you think that ocean, that tidal wave, has been churning before making itself known? What do you think, silly girl, do you think is going to happen?
It's going to consume this place. It's going to come from where it is and spill out into our world. And that's why we need to stop it before it even happens.
You think that is all?
It's a simplified version of it, yes, but
You think Chicago, the only place her gaze and touch has ever graced?
no, I think Chicago's only the beginning.
Do you know the depths of Sybil's vengeance? I'll let you know. It spans continents. She has been playing for a long time. Do you know who the Hakata were before they were the Hakata at all?
Family.
She looks to you, Ollie. I'm curious if you have an answer.
Another group of sad saps being played by someone bigger than them.
Fractured bloodlines, all gracing oblivion. Gently, but something happened. And those branched bloodlines became one, maybe with unique touches here and there when they make themselves known. Bloodlines can be usurped. And even if they die, they continue to exist through their prodigy. She wants everything he's touched. Don't you understand? She's taking little Sombra for herself. Even in death, you can't change what she's prepared.
The side effect of what she's trying to accomplish is going to bring about eternal night. That will thin our feed over time. Just because we reign eternal in dominion over the fact that it's no longer a sunlit place half of our lives doesn't mean that humanity is going to survive that. We'll have to think really smart, very complicated means of survival, dipping back down to regularly feeding on rats and other farm-like creatures. But you're aware of that. My question to you is, are you just going to sit by?
She seems to chew on that for a moment, but in that childlike, toddler-like response, she simply shrugs her shoulders with a discare. I don't know. I don't know.
The only thing that I've ever cared to do, specifically for you in this place, is bring you things to postulate thought, to encourage you to think and help me think outside of the box. And if I'm being completely honest, I'd love to do that for forever, because you're one of the few people that don't have a box to think in. But if this eternal night happens, if she seeks her revenge and she fulfills, there is no future for this, for us, for curiosity, for intrigue.
You see her eyes darting around rapidly as you speak these words. And when you finish, she again seems to consider them before looking back to you. Have you ever wondered why I like to hide? And she almost says that with a giggle. And no matter when you see me, the light of a fire keeps me company. I'm not hiding from the Camarilla. I've been hiding from her.
I kind of felt like you were going to say that.
You're smart. You always are smart. You always were maybe my favorite, smartest, bestest visitor I've ever had. So hide and survive. And feed on the rats in the sewers.
Let me be clear.
I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. Losing you would be so no fun. I can't find another one of you out there.
Then let me be clear. I am, if not anything else, definitely not alone in hunting the progeny of Sybil.
What if his progeny becomes her progeny?
If there is no one else to care about that elder evil that lurks in that dark place, then it's a terror for another day, a nightmare for another time. But this is the closest it's been for that nightmare to become a reality in this space.
You see her break eye contact with you and actually go ahead and wits insight me. Give me a wits insight.
This is actually pretty good for me. 5 successes
nice.
with a critical.
Crit.
Sorry, cat thing. I'm good.
Sure. 5 successes with a crit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can, when you say that this is as close as it's been, you see her think about that for a minute, and you're not entirely sure she buys that. But beyond that, it's just the way she there's no surprise on her face. Sure. Her eyebrows kind of come down and she chews on it. And then she kind of looks back to you with a kind of
before she says anything, even if you don't believe that, I believe that. And I can't sit idly by when mine are threatened. And you can hide all you like. But just as much as you don't want me to die, I don't want you to die either. And I
want me to die either.
I can't sit by on my hands and watch this world go eternally dark because of someone's petty revenge play and plan.
She nods and then shakes her head and then nods almost in a nonsensical way as you say these things. And when she says that, and you won't be the first to try, I hope you do it.
I need a lead. I need something.
She as you say that, she looks to you.
I need a seer. Even if you can't do it, point me in the direction of someone that can find Alessandra.
She points directly at Ava. Instantly. She is like I am. We're familiar. Like sisters. And she smiles when she says that.
Can you help me hone that?
She middle sentence, she stands up and claps. No. No.
Why not?
Too dangerous for me. In a moment of clarity, she speaks just direct to the point. As Ollie said, I don't want to die. Almost did once. She smiles, and as she gets up, she walks behind both of you, and she stops behind Ava and places her hand gently on like the back of her head. You smell familiar. And then she walks away.
Like away from the
No,
area
just
entirely?
out of, not away from the fire, but away from Ava, and kind of just starts walking to the other side of the fire.
This isn't immediately a safe place for us. This is her web. That's why it always takes us being greeted by one of the men with cans or glasses. She feels safe here, but we're not safe here, and we are unfortunately inviting negativity into this place.
I don't think she wants to help us. She's about her own survival.
Your presence confuses my friends. And she says that looking at Ava.
How are you similar? How are you sisters?
She said, she just kind of instantly again responds, you asked for a seer. You're friends with one. I was one, am one, can be one, have been one. And she like settles on that.
Ollie pauses for a second. Did you know Sybil? You knew her name.
No, she like cuts you off again. Oh, no, not here, not ever, not now, not in front of her. And she points to Ava.
Then let me ask you this. How old are you?
Not as old as her. Not even close. Don't get confused.
We're both gifted in that sense.
One can be of her bloodline and not directly her descendant. Bloodlines can change. And she smiles.
I have similar gifts. I just am not as good at them as you are.
She looks over to you and with that same kind of pleasant smile and head tilt. You can. Let him go. Let him go. Things will be clearer.
Ollie just looks at Ava.
Let who go?
He stands in front of your sight like a brick wall inches from your face. It's the only thing you can see. You could turn your head at any time, but you like the way the wall looks. You see a scratch and you say, I did that. Selfish.
Oh, all right. All right. I don't think she can help us, Ollie. Let's leave.
That's fair.
It's the same things we've been hearing, the same things we heard from the Tremere, the same things we hear from everybody.
Yeah, but you have to agree. She has no personal gain from this. The Tremere want to work every situation they can. The Toreadors will constantly find angles to work. She simply just said, leave, that this brings danger into her house. That's it. It's a matter of fear of survival, and she's seeing it.
There is no wall.
There is. And it wears a green suit.
He's very handsome. He stands like a guardian angel or a possessive puppet master near you at all times.
He's given me more answers and clarity than anybody else.
How many answers has he stood in the way of? Can you count?
You don't have to make a decision right now. This is a lot. This is already a lot. I'm sorry that we wasted your time.
She shakes her head. Never a waste of time to see a friend.
I'll come back when things ease up a little bit. But we've got some more things to consider.
Okay. Bye.
Ollie stands and he starts walking away, kind of like glances back. Does Ava stay or does she?
No, Ava's leaving.
Okay.
As you round the corner, Ava, something you're not familiar with and maybe even forgot, but Ollie's used to. The minute she's out of sight, the glow of the fire vanishes from your view. And if you were to turn the corner, not evidence of her being there would remain. You walk your way out, I presume relatively silently, till you enter the cars and we can hear the doors shut. We hear the engine turn on. And then we cut to seeing the wheels on the road as you roll off of gravel and onto pavement. Ava
Probably
is stewing, I imagine. Right
5
now.
to 10 minutes into that drive, Ollie look, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to go like that.
No, it's okay. It was worth the shot. And I don't think what she was saying was wrong. Or maybe it is wrong. I don't know.
It might be playing both fields. There's no one here can deny it, right? Me, you, Dakota was here. I'm sure she would say something similar. There were times when Saito probably went out of his way to protect you, but he's also similarly caused a lot of questions. He gave you answers, but he provided just as many questions. And unfortunately, he's not alive for us to get those answers, not like he would ever answer them anyway.
That's where I don't believe it. Because I've seen him multiple times. He's talked to me without any strings attached. And he's given me answers.
He's talked to you multiple times since he's been dead?
Yes.
So then, clearly, he has nothing to lose, Ava. He's dead.
I think he does, because he's still able to talk to me, and Sybil could take him away forever.
We also don't know if Sybil is capable of speaking through him. The Soichi Saito that I knew, when that motherfucker was alive, he did nothing but cause me problems. And yeah, he was useful. He had his utility, just like every other kindred in the city.
He helped you. Remember, you saw him in the labyrinth. He helped you too. He's trying to help us through the veil. He's trying to help us.
I want to think that maybe he might. If he's still around, maybe he might. But I don't think it's through that. I think, and like Ollie's going to point to where she keeps the book. I don't think he's helping you through that. I think you're clinging on to it. Like how, what's his face? Crowley. Remember the whole fetters ordeal that he had? Babe, Saito's gone. He may be lurking in Chicago because of Sybil, but that book is only an open invitation into some of her misdeeds, the things that she's trying to pull. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm too smart for that. I'm not. I am not a smart man, but I can read a room and I can read people, and she wants to play you. She wants to play you at every turn that she can get. I'm not saying forget him. Don't. Remember him. Remember him the way that you want to remember him. Remember him beautifully so, as a handsome, devious, dastardly bastard. But that book ain't it, Chief. It ain't it. Dakota's been saying it in so many ways, too. Remember him. What are they? What, when we were alive, it's gone but not forgotten, right? Break through this wall. Stand on your 2 feet. You're a badass. You made it past the 10-year startup gap that most kindred don't.
Yeah.
And as much as this pains me to say, and it will, I assure you it does, the witch may be right. And if you are our best bet at finding a seer, then you may have to tap into that nasty-ass power and find some of her kin if we want this plan to follow through. You never needed my permission. But at least this time I endorse it.
I think I'm on the right track. I thought I had Celia's location from the last one that I had. It didn't quite bring me to her, but maybe some of Rudy's notes, if I try to look at them, they might help me track down some of these La Sombra. I have to keep trying.
The La Sombra people too, right? There's a couple of leads that we could probably follow. First and foremost, we could try to find our way to Rudy. It's not a bad lead. Secondly, they're people too. They also like to party. I bet we could go to a club, a Fang-Out club. Easy. And we could probably find one of them there. Additionally, it's been on my fucking mind. The La Sombra don't have much of a foothold in this place yet.
No.
But new residency just opened up at a particular club where Rose was vacated from. And I can't imagine that many of the La Sombra are going to let that go. So that's a lead that I think we should probably exhaust.
I think so. It's a shadow hub. It's a shadow club, essentially. So, yes, I think so. I think we should try to locate some.
Well, we don't have a lot of night left.
Yeah, I think that's it for me tonight. I've heard enough.
You want me to drop you off?
Yeah, if you could drop me off at the tower.
You got it.
The night rolls to a relative calm close. What was Dakota out doing on this? Was she done? Because she did the Eleanor thing.
Yeah,
right?
I basically hung out with
him.
Eleanor, walked her home, and then waited till she went to sleep, and then Dakota left.
And it was like a special night, so she stayed up late. And yeah, that's right. So as the night rounds and the day comes, everybody make me a rouse check. Or is this the last point of aggravated you need?
I have 2 aggravated.
Okay, so first give me a regular rouse check just for waking up.
Yes, sir.
And then you need to give me 3 more for healing.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Okay, only 1 hunger. Not bad at all.
Oh, yes.
1 more aggravated to go.
Well done, sir.
Feels good. He's almost back to his old self.
Is the plan for everybody to do your usual gather and kind of just exchange info on what happened the night before? And this time, as you walk in to your, as you wake up, Ollie, and start getting the bar going, Grant's here on time. He's not here. He didn't sleep in late or anything like that. That was just that night that you gave him like the day off prior. You guys were talking about his embrace and stuff, and he's already getting things prepped. You can hear him prepping away upstairs, chopping some lettuce and getting shit ready. And I imagine since there's nothing else anybody's looking to really do early on, Dakota rolls in pretty soon after, followed by Ava relatively soon after that, as she's only a little bit further away. And Ollie, Ava, and Dakota all make their way together in the back before even really the first burger has been served. The burgers have just hit the grill, and business has only really just opened for the Lights Out pub. And as you walk in, Dakota, Ava is looking a little, it's something notable, is just that paler look sits in her skin. Doesn't really necessarily mean much, but something Dakota would notice is that as she wakes up this evening, Ava is looking a little bit more corpse-like than usual. Really pretty corpse, though.
Do I say something? Hi, Ava. You look nice. You look nice this evening.
And then that's when Grant chimes in. Come on, you look fucking gorgeous. You just look 10 out of 10. What are you even wearing? What is Ava wearing today?
Ava is wearing, what is Ava wearing today? We're not doing it. Oh, we might go to a party tonight, or we might go out. So I think Ava will wear one of her cute little dresses.
We're going out. Nobody told me.
It's been a while, and I think we have to go out like every 5 nights, or I just get very irritated. So maybe that's what you're thinking.
Well, these party poopers ever say no, I say yes. I'll be your +1.
I think I was, maybe it's the color you're wearing. You look a bit flushed.
Hard night.
It has been a hard couple of nights, actually. I've been trying to wrestle with a lot of things.
Really, this vague speak means I gotta go into the other room.
I'm
so
gonna-
shall I run real quick.
I'm just gonna do this. Is this a usual like guilt look that you get every time you kill somebody?
You might. I have killed a lot of people, so
Why does that turn me on so much?
I
love
did
it.
just
Crush me with your thighs, mommy.
Oh God.
So it didn't bother you that I left that one guy in the closet back here, Grant, the couple of nights ago while Ollie was in the
You
labyrinth.
did clear out the closet, right?
Yeah, that was Grant was taken while that happened.
Grant, you didn't clean out the closet?
I was
The dead
kidnapped.
body's still there?
Oh God.
No, we would have smelt it. I think somebody
Yeah,
dealt with
I
it.
definitely did inventory.
Oh my God.
Oh, and then you see Grant like wide-eyed, kind of like slowly put his spatula down and start walking toward the refrigerator.
Yes, Dakota, I did. It
Okay.
happened again. A little oopsie. You know,
Must be the pale coloring. Oops.
when I was looking for Celia,
Yep. How did that go? Okay.
I think you got the whole story last time. She just did
Yeah.
not tell you about the murder.
yeah, and I used some shadowy stuff and took care of it, so we don't have to worry about it.
So, you didn't find Celia, but you did find somebody else you didn't mention?
There were 2 people living in this apartment.
Oh, 2 of them.
Yes, and I killed one of them.
Oh, okay.
But I dissolved their body.
I'm
shadows.
sorry, what?
It's not something I've ever done before, but I was really on a roll, learning how to, tap into the shadows,
Yeah, just on a roll, killing people, completely ashing them.
I didn't mean to do that.
Oops.
I wanted, it was an oops. And
Second one of the night.
no, it was one. I wanted to feed on both of them to kind of knock them out while I was trying to find Celia, and that happened. So, yeah, maybe that's why I'm feeling a bit
Peakish. Pale.
Yes, but whatever. It's happened before. I've done it before. It was dealt with. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about
Has Ollie looked at you?
Ollie looked at me
he's not
last
here right,
night.
right this second.
Wait, he's not here?
No, I anticipated at this point, like, knowing that you guys were going to show up, he's probably still doing prep. If Grant swings open the refrigerator door,
Yeah.
he's in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but you're
hey,
on
hey,
site.
boss. Hey, I did inventory. Hey, all right, you have a good time. Ollie's in the refrigerator. Gonna go flip some burgers. He shuts the door.
I like
Ollie in
walk
there.
over to the freezer and I like creak it open. I was like, so did Ava tell you she killed someone?
God, I wish I was a little further away.
I don't know. I think I don't know.
And that there was a second person. One of them got dissolved. She tell you she dissolved a body with shadow. She tell you that?
I didn't get those details.
Yeah,
like he's holding
me
frozen fries
either.
right now.
I'm just making sure that we're all on the same page, that Ava went out to look for Celia and 2 people probably died.
Quick, Ava, it'll distract him if we make out.
And just,
I had to try. Whoop, I had to try. Okay, back to I got to go. Cheeseburgers are burning.
more importantly, you just did this and then just went out with Ollie for the night? Like it was no big deal?
It was very nonchalant. Like you didn't even like.
It is no big deal. what we're doing is more important.
They lost their, okay. You know, maybe when Celia wasn't there, you could have just left. You could have just turned around.
Well, I found something else, didn't I? So it was worth going there.
What did you find?
Those notes.
Oh,
we should probably take
notes.
We should probably take a deeper look at those. By the way, the Rudy ones specifically, I'm interested in.
Or maybe it's because I'm like half in the freezer right now, but that the immediately writing off the people, it feels very cold.
It wasn't in your territory, Ollie. So
whose territory?
Believe it or
was
not,
it
I
in?
don't care. But that raises a whole slew of other questions. Yeah, where
Whose
were
territory
you?
was it?
it wasn't far from here.
No,
but
technically you were in Venture territory.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you say that, but Ava, you know you were in Venture
So
territory.
it wasn't Ollie's. Whose was it?
that true?
Are you Ventru?
No, but we're friends with
Did
a
you
lot of
have
Ventrue.
permission?
We're friends with Jackson and Emmy. Oh,
You didn't
Emmy's
leave
not
any
like-
evidence that you were there? You dissolved.
Yeah,
There was no masquerade.
I
between-
was in the shadows. They'll never know. So
Well, what happens when you dissolve them? Like, do
Yeah, well,
they
where do they
leave behind
go?
like a souffle cup of nasty?
it was just gone.
Like
It was just
like
gone.
boop, or like there's like dust behind, like
Just
even
dust.
Wheatley
There's
Dash.
no blood, no remnants. It was just dissolved. It was just gone.
Have you ever done this before?
No, I've never done this before.
So you just up and were like in your
I felt-
shadowy high horse, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm feeling it." Boom.
But left behind dust?
She
No
dusted.
dust. It was like a damp spot in the sheets. That's all.
person, not a kindred, a kind. Dust, boof, gone. Grease stain.
Which, honestly, in case something like that ever does happen again, the fact that I can do something like that is actually kind of useful.
I mean, yeah, but that's not really like I think what we're saying is maybe less death, less dead people is more optimal.
Yes, and I apologize that it had to happen, but it's been taken. At least it's been taken care of.
And we're
And
sure they didn't belong to anyone.
they looked like just a. I scoured the place. They looked like just a.
Oh yeah, they belong to someone. You said you found Saito's notes in there. They belonged. That's kindred territory. Like, yes, they belonged to maybe Saito though.
It was some sort of. Yeah, I think it was a house that he had for Thin Bloods or something.
Okay. Wow.
Because in one of the notes is actually like the safe houses that, and a good chunk
Right.
of them were Thin Blood safe houses.
Well, okay. What do I know then?
Maybe.
Just
Can we lay low on that on that for a little while? Let's just see how this pans out, right? Like, let's keep
Right.
our ear to the ground and see what happens in Venture
right.
territory.
Let's focus on the grant thing then, and the siren grant problem. If we're gonna lay low on other things. Have
Well,
we gotten?
Can we catch Dakota up on what happened yesterday?
Yes.
Unless did you do that while I was in the freezer?
No.
oh nope. Go ahead, please. More.
So went to Sun Cheese. Dropped off the page. She informed me that she can now find the book. I told her that would be impossible because the book was parsed up into many pages and will be spread about the city.
That's not true.
You're right, but this is me expressing to her that she shouldn't seek out the book because I will continue to bring her pages. I also said that if she allows me to extend this olive branch and keep up the peace and building this relationship, that I would drop information about one of Saito's little hidey holes. She seemed very intrigued by that and more than willing to play ball. So, after that little rendezvous, we went to the Witch of the Yards. That didn't go as well as I had hoped. Didn't go as poorly as I'd hoped either, but not as well. Turns out that the Witch of the Yards thinks that Ava is like a sister to her in the sense that they're both seers. And that she won't help us, and that she's very, very aware of Sybil and Sybil's actions. And these threats apparently span continents and has been in motion for a long time. But she wouldn't reveal any information, specifically because Ava was there
And she won't help because she's too afraid.
She said our best bet at finding the Lasombra is through Ava, because Ava is a seer.
She's not afraid. She's comfortable.
No, she's actually very afraid. She's very afraid. She's also fucking batshit crazy. That has a lot to do with it. But
and I'd say she's not afraid enough, because if she's not willing to do anything about it, she doesn't seem very helpful in the moment.
I think she's convinced that if she hides in her web, that she will not get got. And I told her that is not the case.
She's too fucking comfortable.
She is, and she only cares about her own survival, and she thinks she has enough protection against that.
I mean, can you blame her?
No.
Doesn't exactly have any friends.
No, she really likes Ollie, though. She wants him to live.
She told me to hide. She said hide in the sewers and feed off rats if I want to survive. So I expressed, against my upper faculties and desire to not see it, I expressed that it might be valuable for Ava to tap into some of those seer abilities that the Witch of the Yards believes that she has. But before we start dipping into the hoodoo voodoo, I think we still have 2 leads that we could potentially exhaust. One of those is through finding a Lasombra, and the only Lasombra that I know alive is Rudy. Rudy sort of has a couple of conversations coming his way. And secondly, I think we need to follow up with Rose's club, because the Lasombra don't have much of a foothold in Chicago right now. They're still vying for a place. And Rose's place, well, it just lost its proprietor. It's likely to be picked up.
By who?
The Lasombra will likely, my guess is Lasombra.
You think they'd be dumb enough to go back to the place they were hit?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're also dumb enough to come to Chicago, despite their best interest.
It is a shadowy hub, so I'm sure it would attract them. I don't know how, soon it's going to reopen after everything that happens. We might not see anything, but it's worth checking out at least.
Let's go back to this Rudy thing.
Finding him is going to be the hard part.
What do we know about where he goes and what he frequents?
Here? Well, seems like he follows us.
He watches us a lot.
He watches you. He didn't give a fuck about me.
No, I think
also watch me.
I think that's actually quite the reverse. I think he gives a fuck about all of us, specifically because there's a personal interest vested in me, but there is a vested career interest courtesy of the Lasombra. I think he has to watch us.
So what do I need to do to get old Rudy to come running?
I could try to premonition and find him. I have his notes. Spirit's touch.
Yeah, you have the writing, right?
Yes. I have his notes.
We keep going back to the what did you call it? Hoodoo voodoo. I the more you use it, I get maybe the stronger you'll get or whatever, but also the more bad shit that happens, Ava.
I think we need to take these risks to get answers. And if we want answers, this is a way we can do it.
I'm not against taking risk. I just want to make sure they're the right ones. If we take every risk, it's not a risk. It's just stupid.
Correct me if I'm wrong, out of game. The premonition is Auspec's territory, and that's Toreador, right?
Yes.
Other people have all. It's not
Malks
just Toreador, but
okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure, Ollie is aware that the premonitions are coming from
Dakota doesn't know any of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's also there's the backstory of when she was mortal. She was also seeing things through her pictures. Basically, she'd take pictures of she was a sort of maybe a seer when she was immortal.
Yeah. I had ESP as a pine.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I knew that.
It has come up, but it's been it's only come up 2 or 3 times total, maybe. It's come up at least. I know it came up in the season once before, and I know it came up in season 2 once or twice. but it's like a minor thing that didn't really matter too much until season 3 when
we learned
certain
that,
puzzle pieces
that she
together.
was a seer before she was turned. That's the whole reason she chose Ava.
It might not even be something Ollie's kept in mind because it's not really something that's like, I don't know, hasn't really been in the forefront of thought for a while.
Well, let's put something together here for a minute, okay? Like, we're project children. We're all project children, sired through X amount of angles and people, right? So what?
I'm the mistake.
What is Dakota?
Mistake.
Dakota was the one who wasn't supposed
That's what Sybil told me. The one time I've ever met her when Ava started turning to goo, and she kind of came out and was like, she was like, "You're the one thing I didn't see, and I couldn't have planned for you. You were just a big fucking mistake."
Which is why I think Dakota is the biggest wrench in the plans that she might be.
That's why she said she has her eye on me. So let's keep her eye on me. Let's just, big distraction, Dakota style.
What if that's kind of Dakota's latent ability, his lack of pervade perception? She can't watch you. She couldn't see you.
She didn't see it coming. Pew.
She can see everything else. She sees all the other cogs in motion.
That's what I'm saying. She can't. Why do you think I've kept it a secret? I'm a bird and shit. I don't need her knowing that.
Interesting.
That being said, I'd like to suss old Rudy out. What do you think Dakota Rain has to do to get Rudy to come running?
You'd start by going in the alley and yelling for him.
That seems to never work for us. I mean, premonish away. If you could premonish me a location of Rudy, I'll go get him.
You probably hit the sewers.
I hate the sewers.
Rudy is still, for all intents and purposes, I believe he's pretending to be
sewer rat.
I think he's pretending to be a Nos.
I guess I know what he's got to hide, but
well, premonition might be our best angle. That being said, I still tossed out the idea of us hitting a club because the Lasombra are still people, despite the fact that they got that family kinship going on, right? And we always have the biggest and best chances of finding various clans, various people when we hit the club.
Could ask the Roses if they know any Lasombra. I'm sure.
So what, would just skirt the plan, go clubbing?
That's always my choice.
I'm actually for it for the first time.
Then we definitely need to, because Ollie is always grumpy when we go out.
Well, we better get moving because I still have to go talk to Moon tonight.
Oh, yeah. How did your convo with your... Okay.
It is.
So, do we have a option?
She's thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
So we currently have 2 people who are thinking about it. Snitch.
No, Snitch said he'd do it.
Okay. But didn't he say there were, like, conditions or something?
Wait, Snitch said he'd do it?
Oh, yeah. Snitch said he'd do it, but there are conditions.
What's the condition?
I'd really rather not go into it.
Wait a second.
I love how you both make Ava spew her guts.
You don't get, you don't get to keep
and you're
what
both
does
like,
he want?
nothing.
I don't
Come on,
like
Ollie.
that.
Come on, Ollie. You have to set him up on a date with the prince.
What is it?
All right, if I tell you, you can't give me grief. You just can't.
I can't promise that.
I promise.
Lies.
I agreed to take over his prison.
What?
The
What?
labyrinth?
You agreed to be Snitch?
I agreed to take over his prison, but
Agreed.
I told him that in order for that to work, I would need him to step down as Primogen.
What?
And
Why?
leave the city.
I don't know. Oh.
Why do you need him to leave the city and not be Primogen? To take over the labyrinth?
Because someone has to take the role of keeper of that place. And if I don't want to keep it anymore, I can't think of a better person that's capable of destroying it.
Would you
Wait,
take the Primogen role also?
He said he would put in a good word.
What?
That's pretty cool, actually.
That's a lot. That's responsibility.
I'm not gonna give you grief for that.
And what happens when we don't get to see you because you have to spend all your time in that scary fucking prison? Or sitting on a fucking primogen seat. What happens to the bar and the fight club?
My intention is to speak to Jackson and tell him these details and act as primogen until he finds a Nos that can better take the position.
Do you want me to tell you what Jackson's going to say? I can tell you.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Jackson's going to go, well, it sounds to me like you made a deal with Snitch. Your deal stands with Snitch because business, business, business.
Actually,
I mean, probably but
right.
What is Jackson going to do when Snitch leaves?
Make you run his prison.
Yeah.
You're right. But if I destroy it...
And what happens to neutral ground when you sit on a primogen seat? There's no neutral ground. You put a flag out front, buddy.
Also,
here's the thing, right? Nobody knows how to get to that prison but me and Flick.
And do you know how to destroy it?
How do you destroy anything?
Burn it down?
Break it.
Well, as manly as that is...
You saw what was kept there. And even if I am not one to immediately try to go be buddy-buddy with the lupine, that was wrong on so many levels.
So what, you want to take it over so you can free everybody?
So I can abandon it. So I can break it.
You think our next Prince Jackson's just going to let you abandon the labyrinth?
I don't think he has an option unless he can find it himself. Because I never showed Damien where it was at.
But what if he looks at you and he said, you are the keeper of this place? Fuck your feelings, you have a job to do.
I'd like to see him make me.
Okay.
Jackson is strong. Jackson is powerful. But if he just says go keep it, I can walk away.
Can I ask you a couple really blunt questions?
Of course.
Do you want to keep the labyrinth?
I think that the labyrinth serves its utility.
That's a yes or a no question. Do you? You do not. Then why the fuck did you agree to it?
Felt right.
This is
it was only under the condition that he turned Grant. Though,
yeah.
So it won't happen unless Grant gets turned.
Yeah.
Well, not saying that he's going to probably have to maybe be a Nosferatu. I'm just saying, like...
there's a lot of contingencies here, right? This is why I'm waiting to see if Moon comes through.
I still think the Gangrel, I'm actually on team Gangrel, so
For what it's worth, I don't really want to see Grant become what I am. I don't.
Well, I don't know that I'm on team Gangrel very much anymore. They're frustrating.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying, like, you all are very set in your ways on things. So
we're so set in our ways that we've allowed the other clans to stomp us out. So set in our ways. The problem is that we have no ways. We've lost everything, every bit of tradition and lore and story and fucking shit that matters, right? Tremere got their fucking little libraries and hidey holes. Nosferatu keep all of their secrets in their sewers. Toreador share everything, even though they don't want to. They do it anyways. Malks have their fucking network. Everybody's got something, but the Gangrel, they have stomped out simply by assuring we have nothing left.
And I understand that probably is making a lot of your Gangrel options more hesitant to bring any others in, but I think we still got to try.
Well,
ask all of them.
Rika wanted to make it known that she didn't want to make any other mistakes, so she's not real keen on the idea.
All right, well, fuck her. I don't need her.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. I thought maybe if I one time asked for a little fucking one time fucking...
All right, well, hopefully Moon will give a different answer.
The biggest concern I have with Moon is if he's an older generation. We can't stop Grant being older than us. More powerful.
Hey, that's okay. He's still an idiot.
Yeah, but he's an idiot that I end up having to answer for. That's going to end up with a lot of power. I fought Moon. I know what he's passing along in his blood.
The prince, I believe, was okay with the idea of passing Grant off to me as Mala.
For everything, but the fact he has to still answer to Gangrel tradition.
He still have to answer to you.
No, actually,
you call the shots.
It's more complicated than that. I would answer for him, yes. And anything he did wrong.
Then we keep his ass in line.
Here's to hoping you can't keep his ass in line now.
I mean, we're certainly trying.
I'm just concerned when he gets the strength and the anger and the beast and the teeth.
We're gonna have to the whole like making sure he doesn't frenzy.
That's completely true, right? I am completely on board, but name a more helpful kind.
We're gonna have to be on Grant's baby watch.
I'm not against the idea, and I still would just really like it from a completely political standpoint to have Grant be, Gangrel. I'm just talking to Rico reminded me why there aren't a lot of us.
I'm still
talking to a lot of the people in the city is reminding me why this isn't. I don't understand how this fucking place still stands. Chicago is recognized as one of the biggest and most successful Camarilla cities, but everyone's too goddamn afraid to do anything. Is that why Camarilla is existing here? Because everybody's pussyfooting around and they can't make a decision? They just want to tiptoe on eggshells everywhere? I can't. I hate it.
Yes. A lot of kindred seem to get frustrated by that, but that is how it is. Look, Dakota, there's still the other option that I presented of you diablerizing somebody so you have a bit more potent blood, and then you can do it.
There's nothing like killing one kindred for another. What do you want me to do? Kill a Lasombra? I don't want that blood running through my veins. Sure enough, not going to kill a gangrel. There's not enough of us to begin with. Who you want me to kill, Ava?
One of those, that Sabat gentleman who kidnapped Grant.
Oh yeah, the one that wanted to clearly talk when we came trucking about his neighborhood? What are you going to do? Give me his digits, have him call him up, blind date?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, we don't have to do that, but I'm just saying, if we want to bring Grant into this world by one of us and not make him a thin blood, there's that option. Maybe Ollie can do it then and make him a Nosferatu. Just an option. Clearly we don't have the answers yet, so we got to figure it out.
About this Rudy thing. Gonna just focus for a second, just pretend that Ollie's not about to be trapped in a prison for the rest of eternity. And that, Rika's a supportive mother figure. It's fine. Rudy. Premonition. Suss him out, then what? Torture him till he tells us what we want?
Now we need his blood.
Oh, for
we need Rudy's
identifying
blood.
Shit, I got it, okay.
You think he'll willingly give that up?
I think Rudy doesn't want to be eaten. And we're all pretty much under the headspace that he's gonna get eaten, right?
See, here's the thing about Rudy. Every time we go to find Rudy, I let the two of you do it, and we never really come out with much on the other side. Rudy doesn't want to talk to me. I think I want to talk to Rudy. Give me 5 minutes in a room alone with him.
Right.
That's fair. If you want to talk with him, first things first, we gotta find him.
I'm on it. Everybody's favorite. Look, we got to get more used to this, because if we have to start using this at some point, I got to figure it out. So Rudy will be my experiment. Celia clearly isn't working. So I head over to the note page from Rudy with his handwriting.
Yeah.
And I think I am going to Spirit's Touch, because I feel like that just works better, because it is an actual object I'm touching. Yeah. I think this is the better option than Premonition.
Hang on, I'm looking real quick too. Sorry. I was looking up something. Yeah, Spirit's Touch probably is good. Let me take a look.
And then Premonition. Clue, whether it gives them a character a sudden vision. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Spirit's Touch, level 4. All specs ability. 1 rouse check. Difficulty, gleaning information, state of the user. Gleaning the emotional state of the user of a example, murder weapon, but sensing the surroundings in which a 300-year-old letter was written approaches like, okay, gotcha. So you really, what you're like, this will work. You just need to roll a decent number of successes. Intelligence, resolve aspects. Is that what it is? Are you doing premonition or are you doing
I'm
the
gonna
other
do
one?
Spirit's Touch. Yeah,
Okay, it's intelligence aspects.
So first I will
Would
rouse.
you, would you like to, and then would you also like to rouse to add 2d10?
Yeah, because okay, I get a little hungrier.
Okay.
All right, so this is intelligence and aspects.
With
so
2 extra d10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Roll 8d10.
It's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes with 1, 2, 3 failed dice if you wanted to willpower and add more, but your call.
I'll stick with the 5 successes.
Okay. And what exactly are you, when Ava picks up this piece of paper and she holds its delicate aged kind of between her fingertips, what exactly are you, like, what's the thought Ava is pushing forward? What is she looking for? Like, where is he right now?
I'm picturing a map of the city, kind of similar to the thing I had with Celia, where it showed me where the lights out pub was. I'm almost thinking this is like going to be like a helpful beacon, where it showed me a location and the distance to the lights out pub. I kind of want to get that. I'm thinking about that into this, the lights out pub, and then where he might be in relation to the pub.
Okay. So what you're looking to do is actually kind of like a level 5 power. Specifically clairvoyance is kind of what you're looking to do. It's a level 5 aspects ability. Rolling 5 successes is still pretty good. And you're like trying to like figure out where he is on the outside. Like you said, kind of within the vicinity of the lights out pub. Are you looking like trying to like X number of blocks out or whatever?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to give you an option here. You're welcome to stick with this roll and see what Spirit's Touch with 5 successes gets you. Or I will allow you to use clairvoyance at a cost.
Oh boy, is it another stain? At a
well,
cost.
clairvoyance does not skirt oblivion. So it is not a shadow power. It is a power that is right in line with what you do. It is it's an aspects intelligence power, just like you rolled. It's just the next level up, but it's going to cost you, though I won't tell you what it costs you until you yes or no me.
I love a good devil's bargain. And I love taking the risky ones. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do it at a cost. I would like to.
I want 2 more hunger checks out of you.
Oh, okay.
As you're dipping into an ability that you're pretty close to using in the past. I mean, it's something you've been practicing for a long time. So you're at 4 hunger. I need 1 more. You're at 5 hunger. Fantastic.
Why does it keep happening?
I will allow you to stick with that roll, or you can give me a fresh roll. What would you like?
I would like to stick with the 5 successes.
Okay, you can stick with the 5 successes. Would you like to use a willpower point and re-roll 3 of those failures? Now, understanding you're using a different power instead.
Yeah, since I've got willpower back,
yep.
I'll re-roll 3 dice. Let's see. I get 1 more success, so 6 total.
Okay. So it's a very healthy number of successes. So what you can do with this ability is as you close your eyes and you're holding that piece of paper and you're trying to focus in on it, whatever energies or emotions linger in some form from a realm beyond mortal's touch, you feel yourself kind of separate. First, it feels like a feeling of disassociation, derealization, which isn't necessarily out of the ordinary when using these abilities. But while you see nothing for a while, you feel your own existence feel like it's being lifted into the air. But your vision and the sounds around you remain utterly mute. The sounds of the kitchen vanish, and the sights around you would usually end up graying or becoming a murky, wave-like feature, like you're a paper thin between two separate realms. Now you just see nothing. Ava, what exactly? Now I want you to give me a question. What is Ava curious about? What is the first thing that comes to mind when she is kind of using this ability?
Uh, where does Rudy lurk?
And as that thought kind of surfaces to the very top as a priority, the darkness around you begins to peel away like old paint, flecks here and there as though you're peering through a weird wall. It never entirely disappears. You don't surround yourself with this vision. Instead, you first hear voices as that inky blackness strips away from your vision, and it sounds like gossip, chatter, words that don't. As the conversations kind of carry, there's not a lot of distinctness to it. But as it gets louder and that last bit seems to peel away, and whatever's in front of you starts to come into focus, you realize you're a couple blocks out from the Lights Out pub. And while you're not looking at Rudy in particular, as the conversations begin to become more clear to you and these people become more in focus, you see a group of about three, what you assume are likely homeless individuals. A couple of them are eating a sandwich and one smoking a cigarette. And one of them is talking, and he's just shaking his head, the one smoking a cigarette, and he looks in just general disbelief. I don't know, man. I saw that guy and he looked like he was rotting. Like literally his skin was falling off. And I think as soon as I saw him, I looked away. He was gone. Yeah, I don't know where he went. I'm telling you, I've been clean for 2 weeks. And he actually gestures behind his shoulder. Yeah, that bar down there has been helping me out. And they begin to like chide him for seeing these things or seeing a cryptid of some sort. And there's a bit more making fun. He's like, I swear to God, it was right over there. And he points into the alleyway where they're kind of hanging at the corner of. And as you look up into that area, and you look as your vision kind of guides into that alleyway, all of it all of a sudden is consumed by darkness again. The sounds of chatter dissipate, and you're left in the darkness. Does she have another thought?
He's in the darkness. I'm trying to think. Where does
Well, he pointed at a very an alley about 2 blocks out from the Lights Out pub.
What is this alley?
You would just the thought, what is this alley?
Yeah.
Kind of comes to, and instantaneously, as though reacting like a muscle. Once again, the empty void in front of you begins to crumble in on itself this time. And instead of being at street level, hearing and listening to the conversation of just a couple of people, you see time moving in a rapid fashion. Almost, it's hard to do exactly how much, but you're watching the alleyway as people are zipping in and out, and in a way that's you can kind of track, but no real details are left. What you realize as you watch this is a couple people sleep in this alleyway. And usually during the day, there's a panhandler out front. And it seems like as you're watching the sun rise and set, which is really bizarre to actually get a glimpse of what the sun might be, but it's not truly the sun, and you're not getting a fully clear sight and vision of the street. It's not obviously the present. As you're watching it, you just see the panhandler changes every couple of days, and there seems to be a group of about 5 that come through this alley and have a safe place where they hang out, sleep, eat, etc. Answering your question, and as it does so, the vision vanishes again.
Do I get another question?
Do you think of something?
Really, she's thinking back to the La Sombra, Rudy in this alley, the shadows. What?
I'm going to send you a message on Discord, Tracy. Hang on.
Okay. Oh God.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Tracy, just for you.
I'm sure this is fine.
Oh no.
The immediate tea drink.
I see him typing, and
There you go.
Yes.
No, I know, and hilariously, I'm just curious. I mean, what is the thought? Who?
I start thinking of the shadows, and I think of her.
Okay.
The first.
And as that thought kind of surfaces too, you are once again watch as the void peels away, crumbling again. This time almost like concrete falling away under a void underneath. But instead of the falling into another hole of nothingness, instead you see what seems to be a dingy, rundown apartment. It's dirty and clearly abandoned, as a few of the windows to your left and your right are boarded up. But what you see clearly in the evening, as you look out maybe the nearby window, you see a street you're familiar with. It's not exactly super close to the Lights Out pub. She's being kept somewhere in, and because you can see the park from the window, Lawndale.
Okay. Lawndale.
And because of the park inside, you can see it. You know she's on the west side of of that park in Lawndale somewhere.
Okay.
Because as you turn around and taking a quick gaze through the window, almost like you can move your vision throughout, you see, or you hear rather, a mumbled voice. And as you turn to see where that's coming from, you see her sitting on the couch, having a conversation with nobody initially, before you realize the light behind her is casting her shadow, and she's very clearly speaking at that, before the vision crumbles and you are left in the void again.
Shadows again.
Okay. You have another.
Oh, God.
You're almost out, but I can't tell you how many you get.
You know what? I think I got sorry, party. I got enough where Rudy is. I'm good. I'm taking advantage of this. I'm going deep, baby.
What's the next thought?
I'm thinking about Saito.
Saito? So perhaps to your own disappointment, the thought of like, well, where's Saito? Where is he?
Yeah. In the
Not once does the vision crumble away. Not once are you given a sight of a street or a building. You just received nothing.
Fuck. Well, that's
you got another question? Do you want to know where
Emmy?
Yeah, okay, Emmy. So the thought of Emmy comes too. And
I gotta take advantage of this, all right? I got clairvoyance.
First, as again, it all falls away. The sight confuses you. Because again, you're placed into a dingy looking apartment in some fashion. But you hear a door open. And as you turn, you do realize you're in the same apartment.
Oh my God.
But as the door opens, you see security standing outside the apartment door. And you see Emmy giggle as she walks in. And you simply hear her say, "Hey, Celia." And Celia looks over and she smiles, and you simply hear her say, "Hi, Emmy."
Oh my God.
And your vision dissipates then and there. And when that dissipates, so too does the void. So too does the mute silence. And you're returned right where you were when you first initiated your assumed spirit's touch. And like always, Dakota and Ollie, it wasn't long. 10 seconds maybe.
Well, did you find him?
He blinks rapidly, and the only thing on your mind is you need to eat.
Yeah,
As you go, you just see anything? You see Ava lose her posture a little bit. You see her lose that elegance she carries with her steps a little bit. And if she goes to speak, there's a hesitation, and you can see her mind is lost just a little bit in a way that you are all very familiar with.
I can't think. Yeah, I can't think right now, Dakota.
What do you mean you can't think? You just had a premonition.
I need to feed.
Oh my God.
I want to.
Ollie, you got any pigs in that freezer?
I don't want a pig.
Okay, well, Ava's a bit hangry. Well, since, the whole Rudy plan didn't work out, why don't we just do that whole clubbing thing?
It worked. I just want to feed first, okay? I tapped a little deeper into it.
She tapped deep. Ollie, let's go clubbing.
I just need to feed, and I can think for a moment.
Let's just get her, fuckboy, and we'll get our answers.
The question I have is, do you go get her food? Do you watch her when she feeds? And are you keeping her in like one of those back rooms in the Lights Out pub?
Maybe we got to do a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. If we're going to have to, are you feeling real, like, is it real bad?
I cannot do anything else right now.
It's real bad. Why don't we, look, I'll do it. I'll hunt.
Oh, I mean, I can go find her a fuckboy.
You're within your own domain. Hunting is basically a difficulty of 1. Anyone can kind of hunt easily. It's just she's going to need supervision if you don't want her to frenzy when she feeds.
I'm not going to want her to kill someone. Right. So
I'm on a streak.
Just say we take her to the club and let her loose.
And what happens if she kills someone there, though?
Just get me one of those.
Stopped her yet?
Get me one of my guys, the ones who are helping out at the bar.
Hey, you have your own retainers, don't you?
Yes.
You like the guy that mops the floors?
Yes, he's fine.
Hey, what's his name?
Sal.
Sal? Oh my God. Hey, Sal.
As you call Sal, a man whips around and he's got like long white hair and a ponytail. He's got an eye patch for some bizarre reason.
Buddy, my
and he's
friend.
got a gut that kind of just hangs over his belt like Santa.
I'm going to need you to come mop up this mess. Ava has spilled wine again. Just here around the corner. Just all the way around the corner.
He just kind of takes your word, shakes his head, grabs his mop, and beaks his way around the corner. And does Ava just like leap on him the moment she has seasoned?
Yes.
Okay, and you bite him. Go ahead and make me a frenzy resistance check.
Now, if she kills him, it's her own guy.
And you want to reroll 2 of those with willpower? Can you reroll frenzy checks actually? Because they're willpower checks, right? You cannot. No, you can't. So Ava does not resist. And as she sinks her teeth in and she sates that first dot and the second dot, and as seconds pass, it comes to the point where you realize, okay, it's about time, and you watch her just sink her teeth in deeper and hold him down further into the corner as she leans over.
I'm gonna peel her head off of him.
Yeah. You can you strength brawl if you want to roll. You're not trying to damage her, obviously.
Yeah.
But and I think you can make a willpower check, Ava, to take another kind of like take control of the frenzy.
1, 2.
Yeah, you pull her off. You don't mean to, but she resists you're unable. So as you go to pull, she swings at you with her arm while not looking at you, still feeding, almost like reactively, animalistically. Sure. She goes to defend herself, and so as you step out of the way, you almost grab her like the scruff of a cat. And as you yank her off, you actually take 2 damage. Ava, not aggravated, just like 2 blunt damage. As you literally have to force her off of the body and hold her up against the wall as she freaking swipes at you left and right until, like many a time, there's probably a few opposed rolls, but you hold her there until she can fucking gain control, because she's not a threat with her mental abilities when she's raging like this, and eventually it will calm down.
Come on.
I pick Sal up and move him to the janitorial closet.
You do so, and he's just
put
like,
him in it with the mop and everything.
Come on, kid. Come on back. Wake back up. Come on.
You are going to be at 2 hunger.
Okay.
And you know what? Why don't I didn't realize it was at 5 o'clock. Why don't after that feeding?
We
fade to black. Let's go to break.
Right.
We'll come back in like 10 minutes, guys. All right. Go refill what you need.
We'll be back, everybody.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you got everything you needed on break. I'm like reflecting all the white just like right back at my screen. I'm so pale. Anyway, welcome back. For those who just joining us, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. If you missed it and you're a subscriber, you can go watch the VOD right about now. But if not, head over to youtube.com/roll4it. They all appear up there for free pretty shortly-ish after we do our episode. But we're just going to jump back in. And Ava has just come out of a thrashing hunger frenzy, as she typically does when this happens. However, we'll say 15, 20 minutes have passed. The calm has finally settled after her typical hunger lashings. And she's finally of a state of mind where conversation can occur. And in that moment, we'll say, is where we pick back up and our vision fades back in from our break.
So can we, ask questions now?
Yes, I'm feeling better now.
Okay, so...
I think I know where Rudy is.
Okay, where?
He's not far from here. A couple of blocks up.
Yeah. Deets.
There were some homeless people talking about seeing a creepy cryptid on the streets, probably him. And there was a dark alley, and I assume
Do you have
that's
a street corner, an address, a landmark?
Yeah, you could bring him there.
Yes, I've done this before. I could probably pinpoint where it is.
Cool. So cool thing about alleyways is they have one entrance and one exit. If we put Ollie at one, me at the other.
Well, Nosferatu can climb walls, jump high.
Yeah, but,
Disappear.
Lasombra also jump through shadows.
Fuck them. I hate them. I mean, we could drive down the alleyway and shine our brights on him.
If we're there, he'll talk to us.
He's not gonna run from us.
I don't know about that.
Oh, we're not.
I don't ever corner Rudy.
Well, we don't have to tell him how we found out that information, right? We'll just say, part of the NOS network. They talked.
What do you want to ask Rudy?
I need his blood.
I want to ask him why I need to stay away from Celia, according to his little notes.
Cool.
What's the reason for that?
And interestingly
Rudy?
enough, I have everything that I need kit-wise from the vet when I was stockpiling my blood. So, it's just easy peasy. I don't even have to do it with my mouth or anything. Just have this little device downstairs. Just give me a vial, or even enough.
And you expect him to tell you the truth?
His blood is going to tell me all the truth that I need.
You think he's going to willingly give his blood to you?
We need to offer him something.
I think if I ask him and I explain, he might be willing to opt in. Team buddies.
Then I'm going to let you handle this one because we'd handle it very differently.
A kindred giving up their blood is not
he knows
just...
He knows I'm not going to drink it.
No, not even that. You could give it off to somebody that, like Tremere, that could track him down. It's risky.
It's risky.
He's going to want... I think he's going to want something out of it.
Probably.
Don't give Rudy anything, Ollie. You're too giving.
Let's give him...
No, I'm not trying to give. I'm willing to wheel and deal, but we know how important blood is in this city.
You could just let me go down the alleyway. Beat it out of him.
Yeah, I would much rather get the blood first before you have your conversation.
Yeah, but
because I have a feeling...
It's like a 2-in-1. I beat the blood out of him.
Right. My fear is this. After your conversation, he's going to find a whole new alley to hide in.
Yeah, he probably will. And what, now he's not listening to us anymore?
No, he's just on the other side. He'll find a way around.
You think he's gonna go Team Sybil because I get sassy with him?
No. Look, if you want your conversation, can we just play good cop, bad cop? Let me go and be good cop, then you can go and be bad cop.
I don't want to be bad cop. I'm capable, and I'm assured that the outcome will get us what we need.
I have a strong feeling that this might work too.
All right, fine. I'll wait in the car.
Okay.
If he runs.
I'll do my best to catch him.
I'm not
He's
convinced.
not gonna run. We're fine.
Besides, with Ava there, she could make him stop.
I'll
Right.
just wait in the car.
Well, let's go.
Does Ava say anything else about the vision, or does she leave it at that?
I leave it at that.
That's all you tell us? Oh, yeah.
After what? After. Oh,
Hang on.
share everything.
Hey, you guys.
So that's what you learned. He was hiding out in an alleyway, so it worked. Your premonition worked.
It did, which is why we should keep doing it.
Why does that seem forced?
I mean, so you know
because it
each other
works.
pretty well. You're welcome to make me a manipulation subterfuge roll, Ava, while you guys make a wits insight on.
Okay.
She's not saying lies specifically; she's omitting.
Yeah, omitting certain things.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
You know what? I just want to try. I'm gonna. This is one.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna-
tied each other, so I mean, at that point, I always give. I say it tie. You know something's off. She's not giving you. She's being Ava's very vague, like.
Yeah.
A little dodgy.
Yeah. She's like trying to like finish up the conversation a little too quickly.
Come on.
Any other time she's done a vision, it's never gone according to plan.
Come on.
I mean, like, there's also that in terms of like bonus.
Work with us here. We're working with you.
Yeah. What Ollie said.
Did you see Rudy do something else? Did you see him? Did you see Sybil? Like, what did you see?
I saw nothing else of Rudy.
What else did you see?
Did you see Saito again?
No.
Tried.
You can't premonish the dead.
I saw another La Sombra.
You saw.
Okay.
You saw Celia.
Okay, oh, did you?
You used your premonition to track Celia, not Rudy.
I tracked Rudy, and I was tapping into a level of it was deeper than a premonition because I was able to actually like see everything around me. The questions I asked were answered, so I just kept going with it.
Kept going.
All right, well, I'm not mad at that.
Sounds like what happened when the people died. You know what? I'm used to that by now. You tend to just ride the wave all the way out. Ava Heloise, I'm here
To be
for
fair,
it.
Why
you
you
did not see any.
hungry?
You didn't see any black veins crawl across her eyes. She didn't
Yeah,
use anything
you know
like
what?
that.
Nothing got weird. You didn't turn to goo.
Yeah.
I didn't have to shoot you in the chest. Everything is a-okay.
Did you guys know that Emmy is with Celia?
Did we know that? We know.
I feel like we might have had some idea, but we
He
don't know
said
where
to
they
get
went.
like.
We
No.
told-
You did not. You did not
We
know
did
because
not know
It was
that.
a conversation between Rudy and Emmy.
that was just an Emmy Rudy conversation when
Because
you left.
we-
he
yeah, we-
approached
yeah,
her and
yeah.
made a deal.
Yep.
So no, you have no idea. You
She's
have no
with-
clue.
She's
Emmy.
with Celia?
Emmy and Celia are together in a undisclosed apartment, hanging out.
I can't be the only one that thinks that's a little weird.
That is extremely weird.
Okay.
I
you know
shouldn't
what?
have told Emmy anything about Celia. This is my fault because I was telling her about somebody I cared about, and now she's holding her against me.
What was the last thing Emmy said she was going to do?
I can't. I don't think she said anything. I think there was like she just
She
let you
said she
go,
was
and
going to find
but she might
Rudy.
be there when you get back.
She said
But
she was going to find Rudy.
Okay.
So we
there
knew
you
she
go.
was going to try to find Rudy, whether or not that happened. Well, that's,
we don't know.
That seems weird, considering the fact the last thing she told us she was going to do was suss out old Rudy. Isn't it funny how his name keeps fucking coming up?
Emmy already devoured one La Sombra.
Do you know that? That's what she did.
Oh shit, no, I didn't.
I don't think anybody knows that. But she just knows. She got
Retcon.
rid of Rose, and you
Got
think
rid
you
of
sh-
one
and you, I think you
Lasombra.
think she implied Rose is dead.
Yeah.
But you don't know how that happened. Yeah.
Emmy already got rid of one La Sombra.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, maybe she's doing the dirty work for us, Ava.
I don't want her to take care of
Right,
Celia.
you don't want... Okay, well, you know what? We can't control Emmy's actions. She is a grown-ass grandma, and, she is gonna do what she wants to do. If there's and we need to keep her on our side, regardless of what choices she makes, because we need her to go into the ivory tower while we're at the Elysium, so she can suss out the dagger situation. You know what I'm saying?
She would have killed her already if that's the case.
She
removed Rose like that. It was a night.
Okay, so she clearly, if she wanted Celia dead, she'd be dead.
Alternative motives. She's got something else cooking.
And think how safe Celia is with Emmy.
I guess so. Hopefully she's getting more along with Celia than I was.
Oh, Emmy's not been reannounced back into the city yet.
We should keep it that way for a while.
Celia's never been safer. But you know where she's at, right?
I know where they are, at least.
That is at least a Lasombra that we could get blood from.
Wait, I don't get to beat up Rudy?
I mean, I
still want to talk to Rudy.
I think we still need to try to suss out his angle. We gotta figure that out.
Yeah, let's figure out his angle.
So what's a priority? Seeing Rudy first, or trying to find Celia and get the blood first? What would be priority?
I think Rudy first, because also I'm still confused as to why I shouldn't be around Celia. I still want to ask him that question.
Yeah, I would like let's a little light interrogation in an alleyway, a little clubbing. It'll be good for us. We'll do it together.
Yes. Let's go find Rudy in this creepy alley.
I'm gonna go get a couple of glass vials for the blood and this apparatus, so that I can do this. And back to the vamp mobile.
Shotgun. I call shotgun.
I guess it's not even that far. It's like a block away.
Oh yeah, it's
right?
a couple of blocks actually, so we could probably walk.
Out. Yeah, you can easily walk that way. In fact, your homeless network goes out that far, and then some.
Yeah.
And when you arrive, those who are hanging around, you recognize a few of the faces as to part of that network that you used to have information kind of tapped in your domain. Do you have them leave? Do you want them as you approach? And again, we're looking early in the night, so foot traffic is pretty heavy. It's not like there's empty streets. Cars are rolling by. The alleyway will be visible from the street. If anything bombastic happens, you're aware that most people will see it.
I am going to approach them, and I'm. Do they know me? Do they recognize
a couple.
me?
The ones that you recognize also recognize you, and they give you like a subtle, just like kind of a nod. They don't make it out of. They don't go out of their way unless you go out of your way first to make it known.
I want to approach them.
As you approach, and that nod they give you of recognition becomes more obvious that you're looking for more. As you get closer, they shoo away the one you don't recognize. Not shoo it away as much as like wrap up the conversation and send them on their way. When you approach, it's just two individuals of rather nondescript, a female and a male. They both look up to you and kind of give you a puzzled look, but not in like a scared way. Just like, what do you need?
Hey, I'm looking for someone, and I think I may have some eyes on the street. May have found them. Kind of a weird-looking guy. He's a little war-torn in the face. Looks a little disfigured. And
are you trying to describe Rudy to them?
Yeah, I heard that he may be lurking around these streets.
As you kind of describe him, there's a the guy doesn't look like he knows what you're talking about, but the girl perks up a little bit and she nods. I didn't see him personally, but I heard something about some ghost haunts this alleyway, and this other guy, I think he was drunk, but he said he saw him in this area.
Can I get you two to do me a favor?
What do you need?
There's a little cash inside, right? I'll put some out into your pockets. But can you stand outside that alley and kind of shoo some people away? Just be there, be present, be a nuisance, and keep people off that alley.
They know exactly what you're saying, and I imagine you slip them the cash when you ask them to do this, and they take it and nod. Yeah, no problem. Whatever you need. And they kind of take their positions in front of the alleyway. And they don't stand up against the buildings. They stand like a good foot away from the buildings in the sidewalk. And anybody who gets anywhere near close, they are extra aggressive with their shaking of panhandling and just trying to be more annoying than actually do anything to actually make any money. And you watch Ava and Dakota. You see Ollie walk off, and when he walks back, the two people he talked to kind of take their posts, and it works. There's a good like 5 to 10 foot gap that people are given this area from walking, and you see people like crossing the street back in the corner, pretty much just trying to avoid the spot as best they can.
I'll stay like not in the alley. I'm gonna stay on the cusp of it in the street and just kind of pin up with my back against a wall, boot up, waiting if I have to play bad cop.
Ollie, I imagine you make your way into the alley. Does Ava follow? Who goes, or is it just Ollie that goes in?
I will go with Ollie.
Okay. With Ava with Dakota staying back and Ollie and Ava stepping into the alleyway, the lights of the street kind of dim and you're more cast in a darker shadow. No, I'll leave that for now. Do you say anything out of curiosity when you step in the alleyway? Do you call out, or do you just kind of step out and make yourself just present visually?
I'm just gonna kind of step into the point where the vision fades. Like if people are like looking in the shadowy areas, it's like, yeah, there's a guy there. I can tell there's a guy there, but I can't make out all the details. That's about how far I want to step into the alley. And I'll just ask, are you here?
Silence follows that for some time, and you stand looking around, looking for the dark corners next to the garbage, at the end of the alleyway next to the building, or even maybe up on the fire escape not too far away. Eventually, as our eyes dart around and those few silent moments pass, you flicker around to areas you've already looked before. And one of the first ones was just maybe 10 feet away, underneath the fire escape, cast in utter darkness. When your eyes snap back over to there, just visible, barely in the shadow, is a familiar silhouetted individual. You see him. It's obvious he sees you when you see him, but he doesn't make a step forward. Ava, you would, I imagine, as Ollie makes his move over and acknowledges, you would also see that subtle, like, person standing in the shadows, just enough of a light to cast for people who are paying attention to see the silhouette of him.
Got wind of spooky, scary cryptid man hanging out in an alley. Figured it's in my domain. I could at least figure out who the hell it was. I had some thoughts.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, as you wait for an answer, he doesn't respond. Rudy was never one for witty rapport.
What are you doing here, Rudy?
Silly question, Butcher.
You just looking for food?
That'll send you on your way. Yes. I'm very hungry.
You know, you can always come and get food.
I appreciate the offer. Have a good evening.
Rudy,
Can we just talk for a minute, Rudy?
Yeah.
When he said, "Had a good evening," he didn't step or turn to walk away, almost expecting you to push for further. And when he finally hears that from Ava and Ollie simultaneously, he just brings his hands together in front of him, and he leans up against the brick wall. What?
Rudy, I'm having a real hard time reading you. One moment it feels like you are on the A team. You're doing the right thing, or at least what you think and what we feel is the right team. And then moments later, it feels like you're on the opposite team. I'm getting a real hard read here on you. And from some of the things that I've been informed, goes against the grain of your better wishes. And I think you still want to do the right thing. Rudy, what side are you playing?
He lets the question linger. He doesn't move, still as a statue.
I'll wait. I'll wait all night if I have to. You've been hanging out in my life since I got into this world. Even if I don't see you, I've always trusted that you were there. You saved my skin a couple of times. You showed me the ropes. And I just have a hard time believing that you just want to watch it all go to darkness.
How would my answer sway you in any way, Butcher?
It's not so much a matter of sway. I just need to know how much I can trust the person that taught me how to live in this world.
He takes a step forward, not fully out of the shadows, but enough for some of the moonlight to be cast on him, showing his war-torn jacket, his long, dirty jeans, and his bare feet. then it would be in your best interest, Butcher, to ensure certainty, to kill me.
But why?
You do not know which side I play. The longer you wait, the more you risk. For if I do turn to be an enemy, when you realize fully, it'll be too late.
Do you want to die, Rudy? Is that what you're asking?
All kindred wish to see a final sleep eventually.
Then let me torp you. Let me put you someplace so that this is no longer a cause of concern, that you can watch, and I'll pull that stick, stake, whatever have you, when the darkness isn't so looming.
This is why you're here, Butcher. To bargain with me. To absolve me of whatever guilt you think I carry.
I don't know if you carry guilt. I don't need to know if you carry guilt. I'm just looking to make sure that me and mines can see tomorrow without the petty vengeance of some angry old broad.
He doesn't, again, he remains utterly, completely motionless.
Be honest. Be honest with both of us right now. You don't want that. You don't want that for you. You don't want that for your kindred, for your kin.
And why are you so certain of that, Butcher?
You wouldn't be standing here in front of us having this conversation if you didn't want that.
Or perhaps I've determined this is the inevitable clash that we're going to have one way or another. And we wish to just simply get it out of the way now. You cannot trust me, if that's your question.
Because I know that you care. Despite this cold, modeled exterior that you carry with yourself, I know that you care. It's more than just a job, Rudy. If it was just a job, you wouldn't have stopped that hunter. You would have let me die.
What is it you think I care about?
You care about Ollie.
Or you care about the life that you inflicted upon me. Yeah. I think between you and Emmy, some real answers were owed. Some reparations of sorts were probably owed. And I'm okay with letting bygones be bygones. I slapped around my sire for being such a dick to me so long ago. But I don't need to slap you around. I don't need to hurt you. Nobody needs to hurt. I just need to know that you don't want what's coming.
He, again, remaining motionless for a few seconds, almost becoming a little too awkward of a silence, letting those words linger, before he does break that silence with his own growling voice, rather. What I want is to ensure we live. Survival. And you're right. I do not believe what she has in mind ensures our long-term survival. But that's my mind now. Tomorrow night, you could be speaking to an entirely different... And he lets that cut off and hang there.
Then let me torp you.
No.
Why?
I have more important things to consider and do before my time in this plan is done.
Then prove to me your intentions, that you want to see the La Sombra continue standing at the end of this.
You want to make things more difficult? Keep your damn coterie mate away from Celia.
Why?
Have you not figured it out? You are Tremere. I mean, you are Toreador. The shadow doesn't belong to you, Miss Heloise. The shadow isn't calling to you.
It's calling to her.
Do you think you'll be able to resist the shadow's own will? No.
I don't understand that part, Rudy. Why? I'm the one that's supposed to be part of the ritual, not Celia.
She still has her part to play.
What?
She's calling. She's calling all of her blood. She's calling her direct progeny.
Should you be in the room with Celia again, the shadow will make its decision. It will leave you and join the one it's calling to.
Then why has it been me this whole time? Why did the prince give it to me? Why am I was told that I was the one that was supposed to be there. It doesn't make sense.
He shakes his head. Your blood runs as close to La Sombra as possible without being it. You have your role, but it is not everything. You are important, as is she. Do you think perhaps Bella handed you that shadow out of mere command of Sybil? Or do you believe Sybil had more in mind, sending you into the wilds with it?
Rudy.
Butcher.
Give me names.
What?
Give me the names of the 12. Rose is no longer among them.
And what do you plan to do? Remove them from the playing board and hope she doesn't see? You think you could get to all 12 before she intervenes?
I think she needs most of them.
Do you?
Tell me I'm wrong.
I do not know.
I know that she's calling. I know that she's calling to La Sombra. I have a pretty good idea that she's going to snack on every one of you. And I know that you probably can't resist that. And that's not a temptation thing. It's going to be a direct command. This is why you want to survive. This is why you want yours to survive the La Sombra. I can find them. I don't have to kill them. I can torp them, encase them, hide them.
And you believe she has no will or ability to replace them?
I believe that it can slow her down.
You see a very subtle but obvious nod when you say that. On that, you may be correct.
And we need to buy time.
You are operating against gears that have been grinding for centuries toward this moment. You understand.
And you're not the first person to tell me that tonight.
Then heed the warnings, fool.
Maybe I'm a fool. And maybe I'm not long for this world. But you know what? I'm fucking tired of laying down. And she has no pull over me. She can't call to my blood. She would have already. But as soon as I figure out where she is, she's gonna be dealt with, Rudy.
Your confidence is charming.
My confidence is fair. The math is there, and there are too many in power and in control that know of her machinations.
To merely know where you believe she's being kept is one thing. To approach her successfully is another.
Yeah, I never said that I was going to do it. The city has a lot of other things on its hooks. There's a lot worse than us here, Rudy. You heard about these crazy lupine attacks, and the SI are growing in number. I don't need to raise a fucking finger.
Again.
I just need to slow her down. And you can either give me the names, or you can do something right this moment that may not make a lot of sense and it'll probably make you uncomfortable. And you can give me some of your blood so I can find them myself.
When you say that, he tilts his head just subtly. And he says, "You wish to grind her and slow her to a crawl. The one you should kill is next to you."
Rudy, it sounds like the one I should kill is Celia.
You are welcome to attempt to do so, and perhaps you will succeed. Beyond all of my expectations.
You know where she is, don't you?
To that, I can honestly say, no, I do not.
All right. Well, do you wish to be of assistance here or not, Rudy? I can't stop you. I know that you can blink and be across the street. I can't chase you down. It's not going to be any fun for me anyway. We're not playing tag. You want to survive. You can help me. Or you can sit here in the shadows and wait for her to completely take over your mind and your free will. That doesn't sound like a way to live for me, my friend.
Then I want you, Butcher, to show me your growth. Show me your nos has taken its rightful place in your blood. Walk me through the steps. What do you do when you have the names? What do you do should you succeed in removing them? What more are you operating on beyond impulse?
Go ahead.
Is it my turn to ask questions yet?
Dakota's been waiting.
He doesn't move or say a word.
Wait, is it?
Come on, kid.
It's my turn?
Come on, kid.
I run down the alleyway towards them. And when I get there, I'm like, look, Rudy, I got shit I want to do tonight. I don't like you. I can't trust you. And considering the fact you haven't really helped us in any way, I find you absolutely useless in this fight.
Celia being out of Ava's reach is more help than you realize.
Maybe.
Surprisingly, he has helped us, actually.
But when you work on your own accord, you're not helping anybody but you. So do us all a fucking favor. Pick a side or don't. But if you don't, you're part of the fucking problem. So,
I have a place. I have a place. I have a place that I can hide all of you. All of you. Yourself included. If I told you, then she might hear through you. Or even worse, hear through her. And I point to Ava.
Does this place have the ability to resist the call of one's own blood?
I have a place. But we can avoid that. If you
As
just
you say that with that obviously sarcastic tone, he actually goes, "Believe it or not, Miss Rain, that was my first suggestion. You may remove me entirely."
I would love that, Rudy, but I can't do that until you finish helping us. Now, since I kept my distance, I imagine he answered y'all's questions. I look to Ava and Ollie for confirmation.
My questions are answered.
Fantastic. Now's the point where you give us your blood or you give us the list.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it like that, but...
I will. I have nothing to lose, Rudy. You want to know what the fucking plan is and why we're going off the seat of our pants? Because in the end, we have nothing to lose and everything to gain by doing fucking something, not hiding in alleyways. So now you get a choice. Since you can't pick a side, you're already a traitor. Might as well betray her too.
There's his eyes, while his body doesn't move, and again, remaining still, his eyes are the only thing that seem to dart from person to person when they speak to him. And all the while, as you lay your case out to him, in no uncertain terms, Dakota, his eyes have not left you. When your speech comes to its end, unless there was something else you wanted to add with that, I apologize.
Nope.
I don't make sure I didn't interrupt.
Please.
He simply says, I thought it was clear. The reason I tell you I cannot be trusted, something Ollie has already dictated. You cannot resist the call if you are of her own kind. So.
All we need is your blood. It's simple, Rudy.
And what do you plan to do with my blood?
Well, I'm sure that Ava and Ollie have some grand plan. My hope is they're able to identify those of her blood, like you. What did you call them, the 12?
Do you think she'd allow that to happen?
Do you think I don't want her to know? See, Rudy, you think too small, baby.
Well, perhaps, Miss Rain, you think much too big.
Maybe, but it got me here, didn't it? And in the end, you're the one who's gonna bleed tonight. So help us out, Rudy. Do it yourself. Don't make a scene.
I would really rather that you just gave us names.
That works too.
And if you really are hungry, I can help you get food.
You give him that moment, and again, that silence kind of falls. Before you get another word in, I need to make a roll. 2, 3, 4 successes. Okay. Ollie.
Yeah.
Wits insight, and you're the only one that can make it because you're the only one that knows him like you do.
Sure. Can I rouse blood for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. No hunger?
That adds 2, correct?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What?
That's
Wow.
insane.
That's such a huge dice pool.
That's nuts. Oh,
willpower
man.
reroll?
Bro. Yeah, I mean, you can willpower 3 of them. Absolutely.
Holy moly.
That's like the worst luck in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we'll see what you could, I guess, technically double tens it. Okay, 3 successes ain't bad. Especially with who, you know him, you're just above the difficulty of normal or the next level up. And you realize it's the look in his eyes. The way he darts his eyes around for a moment, seems to take everything in. It's quick.
Is he looking for a way out?
You think he's about to use a discipline to
Get out of here.
You don't know what it is, but you know he's able to vanish much like Nos.
Sure. At this point, I want to turn off of the wall, and I'm going to drop my mask. And I say, please. Please.
Enough for him
Rudy.
to hesitate, certainly. Go ahead and make me a charisma persuasion check.
It's not horrible.
No, but I'll give you a +1 specialty bonus because he was your Malwa.
Yeah.
Or Mala, rather.
3.
Okay, 3 successes. That's great. And you could re-roll one of them if you chose to, but you can stick with that if you want.
You know what? Yeah, I will. 4 successes.
Fantastic. All right, 1 second. See, look something up real quick.
This motherfucker's gonna run and I'm gonna get him.
There. I need to read this.
I need to read. Let's just check this really quick.
No. You say please, and you roll 4 successes, which is quite good. It's enough for him to hesitate, and there's a beat where he weighs his options. Clearly, he can attempt to run. He is La Sombra, and the shadows are his best friend. But he also realizes, surrounded by 3 well-established kindred with abilities of their own, that might not go so well. And as Ollie puts forward his true self to really appeal to the man that put him in the place that he is to begin with, that hesitation, that beat leads to a thought. And he gives one name. Rabbi Nicholas Basara.
Oh boy, I gotta quick to the note sheet.
Nicholas or Micholas?
Nicholas, Michalis.
Can you put that in chat? Oh, but thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add him to our documentation.
Yep, I'm gonna put it in the Shadow of the Sybil game chat here.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Basaris.
Okay, Rabbi Nicholas Basaris.
Mm-hmm. Do any of you? Let me look at your sheets real quick. Look at the sheet. No, it's not really a role. I guess it would be maybe a wit streetwise to have heard of this name, but I don't think any of you have really ever like.
I was about to say, is it a kindred name? Because I'm happy to make a politics check.
It is a kindred name, yes. It is a kindred.
And
you asked for name or blood, and he gave you a name.
I also have a 2 status in the Camarilla. Do I get any extra dice for like recognizing him? Is he Cam?
Well, he's no, but I will say it will give you a bonus for other reasons though, due to his past.
Is it intelligence or wits? Politics.
Oh, it'll be intelligence. Intelligence.
Okay, I'll take the 1. What's the worst that can happen? All right, I got 2.
Was it streetwise int or streetwise wits for this?
Streetwise int.
Oh, okay. That's actually a better roll for me, so I'd rather do that.
It's a smaller...
Or politics, your call. Like either one.
Yeah, the pool's just big. Actually, let me just take that, and I have 1 more dice, I believe. Let me double check that. Streetwise 3, intelligence 5 plus the 1. Yeah, so I should have rolled 1 extra die. So let me just toss an extra die in there. It would not be a hunger die. Hey, what up? An extra success. So that makes 3.
Okay, so let's go from the top. You got 3 and you got 4, Ollie, you said?
No. Streetwise intelligence, I have nothing.
Okay, gotcha. So, and then did Ava roll anything or no?
No.
Do you want to?
I think I'm going to wait till, we can do more. Ava could probably find him by other means, so...
So with only Dakota, and you rolled a total, I apologize. You said 3 or 4.
Okay, so I was supposed to roll a total of 5 plus the extra 1, so it should have been 6 die. So I rolled the spare. Yeah, so out of 6 die, I got 3.
Okay, 3 successes. Yeah, unfortunately, even with 3, that's not a name any of you really recognize, and you're pretty certain it's no one within official Camarilla rank anyway. No name has ever come up in Elysium. You've never heard of this person individually. No, this name does not ring any bells in terms of your circles and who and what you guys know. Mm-hmm. And then he'll end up vanishing. He'll drop a name and vanish. You can attempt to stop him, but I'm letting you know like he is.
I'd like to grab him.
Ollie can. Ollie can because he knows.
What happens if he tries to move and I have a hold of him? Does he just disappear? Like, is it gone?
Oh, when you're grabbing him, I think he has to be out. I think he needs to be out of your grip. I will double check that.
Yeah, I think
because it's vanishing from sight and like they forget you're there, but you're still holding them, so the physical touch is still happening.
Touch it, yeah, it gives it away or something.
Yeah. Usually violence ends it, like anything like that will end it. Making more noise than a whisper ends it. That kind of stuff.
So he just tries. He's just immediately like it looks like he's trying to.
You appealed to him, you rolled, and that got him to pause and give you a name, and he spilled 1 name, from that roll, and then he goes to do what most do and vanish. However, you also know before I kind of let you make your decision, you know him vanishing might not actually be him vanishing.
Right.
It might be shadow popping, which is something he could very likely do even when being held, though it would be more difficult for him to do so. But do you make a move? Do you say anything else to catch? Like you have an opportunity again before he's about to do whatever he's gonna do.
Grab it.
Man. The decision making. I know. That's fucking hard. I say thank you.
Okay. If you say thank you, then I imagine that's not really giving anybody like, cue to move in on him.
No.
And when he does so, Ava, you recognize this because you did it. It
Oh.
may not be exactly the same. He doesn't spew shadows out from underneath him like you did. However, when he takes a step back, it's notably different than when Ollie vanishes. When Ollie or Nosferatu vanish, it's like a blink. It looks like they were never there. It's hard to even remember where they were exactly standing. It messes with your mind.
Yep.
When he vanishes, it simply looks like he steps backward into the shadows, and the shadows simply swallow him.
Yeah. Am I able to remember when I did it? Like,
Yeah, you remember when you used Bib. It was the
Yes.
other night. You stepped into shadows the other night.
And then I remember that like something happened where it was like I was there, and then it was just like suddenly like.
It's
back on the
literally like
street.
you walked through a doorway made out of shadow, and the doorway led from where you were to where you wanted to go, and you were looking at where you wanted to go. So if that's what you're thinking about, then Ava would likely think. I mean, she only used the power once, but you remember you had to see where you wanted to go to use it.
So can I actually I see where he left.
You can make me a wits awareness. Actually, Ava, you're
Yeah.
the only one that can make me a wits awareness in this moment because you're the
Yeah.
only one that knows like how that power
Yep.
sort of operates. Look here, 3, and you can't re-roll your 2.
good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I was gonna ask if you wanted to rouse to add 2d10 to your pool because you could have done that as well. Also, do you have any Auspex abilities that might help?
Sense the unseen. Could I?
No, if he was invisible, yes. But if you think he's doing what you did, he's not invisible. No, because you don't have heightened senses, right?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
That's what you used to see through the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with 3
Which
successes,
Dakota
you do
does
look
have.
around.
I guess I could help out there.
Yeah.
I was saying you look around, and it's obvious she begins to look around, but I mean, it just might be you looking around, and you try to catch any area where you think he might have seen, but you don't see like anything because you also know that there has to be shadow where he steps to, so that's also going to make it really difficult to like see him in a moment. I mean, I would allow you. I guess I would allow the other 2 to make wits awareness, but their difficulty would be much higher than Ava's difficulty was. And Ava's difficulty was at least 4.
Yes. If you got a good.
Okay, well, let
You
me.
can rouse too. if
I
you
have
want.
Eyes of the Beast, so.
Yep. That gives you a dull glow to your eyes and gives you night vision, I think.
And 2 bonus pools, yes. So
Do you have to rouse for Eyes of the Beast? I think you do, right?
It is free.
Oh, hell yeah. Even better.
Yeah, so I'm not using it to intimidate him, so it's
No,
just
no,
gonna-
you're just looking around.
Yeah, I don't know if I guess it'll help my...
I'll give you a +1 because for using them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, +1 is
Okay.
appropriate.
Oh, you know what? Fudge it. I really want him hands on him. I'm gonna rouse. Boom.
Add 2 more.
Give me...
Total of +3.
Give me... Okay. Oh, damn.
Man,
Screw it. Willpower it.
Yeah.
I want to know where he went.
give us 3.
Boom!
Hey.
With 5 successes, no crit, but 5 successes. You're not sure if it was him, but about 3 stories up in the building across the alleyway, you saw somebody look like they go from the very top of the fire escape up onto the roof.
Does
You
he
didn't hear
look
any
back?
noise.
Do
You
I
just
make
saw
eye
like a
contact?
quick motion of somebody
Okay.
from the top go up from there to the top of the roof.
I imagine Dakota lets out a big grunt and kind of fucking points at the building.
Yep. So she grunts into both Ollie and Ava, and she points.
Well, I can't
Nope.
get to the top of the building, but Ollie can.
Ava could as well. I mean, so can Dakota. She could
Yeah,
fly if
Dakota
she
could.
wants to,
Yeah.
but she has to like spend some. I think she has to rouse to do it.
I got celerity.
All right, the question is, how bad do we want him? Because I
Yeah. The question is, are
want
you
him
at
really
like
bad,
what's
and
the
I need an
conversation?
answer
He gave
right
us a
now.
name. He gave
Give
us
us
a
a
name.
name.
We're gonna
One
bleed
name.
a rabbi dry.
I don't have a fucking problem with it.
Of like 10 names he could have gave us, he gave us the one
But
religious
more than that,
figure.
he gave us something also incredibly important. Looking right at Ava,
Yes.
Celia is a fucking problem now.
Have I been saying that? I said that.
It's no longer a let's let this sleeping dog lie. He's made it very, very clear that Celia, she's the MVP, the next to be elect.
So what are we gonna do? Kill her?
Yes.
I don't have a fucking problem with it.
I can't believe the two of you. The two of you. Well, I'm not getting into this again. I'm not getting into this again.
You heard what he said.
Okay,
You were at the end of the alley. There's no way you didn't hear that.
I heard what he said. Yes. That doesn't mean we have to kill her.
Well, she can't be in the same room as you. You gotta pick some new babies.
Yeah, you need less
We
problematic
can get you some
children.
rabbits. You want a slew of gerbils? I'll go buy a pet store
make it
right
happen.
now.
I think we should just assure that you stay away. And that means even with your little mind things, your mind magics, none of
She
that
knows.
shit neither.
You already know. You cannot help yourself. It is a problem. It is a fatality of a Heloise. Once you have information, you have to dig. That is why you and Saito are like perfect fucked up lovebirds together,
Look,
because you can't not.
Ava,
you know where.
Knowing what you know now, you can make better choices. Right? Just think about it. This burden that you have carried around, that has haunted you night after night for years, and only worse since you decided to actually carry it, is gonna be given to Celia if you don't keep your distance. If you want to keep her safe, let's just pretend Celia doesn't exist. Just pretend Celia doesn't exist, and we'll talk to Emmy, and Emmy can keep her safe until we're past all of this. Also, I have thoughts about, what to do with them when the call happens. I have real thoughts.
What are you planning?
Okay. We should go to the club, and I'll tell you on the way.
Fine.
Because this alleyway smells like Rudy.
Fine.
I spray paint a gangrel sign on his alleyway.
Of course you do. Fantastic. You've gotten quite good at spray painting.
Yeah,
That's
I've
pretty
gotten
quick
really
now.
good at doing like a quick tag of the gangrel wolf.
Yeah, little wolf.
Just don't want him to forget.
You're lucky that I like this sign, all right? Because it's still my domain, man.
Yeah, but gangrel won't walk here. It's just a safety precaution. You should know.
All right, that's fine.
It's
Like I
for
said, you're lucky I
their
like
safety.
it.
It's
Looks nice.
it's like, thank you. It's like a caution sign.
Yeah.
So where are you heading? I'm sorry. Where are you heading? Back
Ollie
to the
has
bar
a
for a moment.
super fucking sour face on right now. Like,
Ollie, every time we go to the club, Ollie's never happy.
I'll go to the club. I don't give a shit. I just
I had to get him Ollie. I had to get Ollie
Tell
grumpy
me.
before the club at least once.
Yeah.
just tell me, okay? All I need, just give me a street, give me an address, give me a block,
What?
and you won't ever have to worry about Celia ever again. You know what? Better yet, I won't even kill her. I'll put her somewhere that she won't be found.
This is my plan. See, if I tell you the plan, then Ava's gonna know. No offense, Ava, but I really think I should just keep it on the deal. But I got a plan.
Fine. Don't tell me. Don't tell me what your plan is, and I will tell you where Celia is, and I will never see her again. Just promise me you will not kill her.
Oh,
I promise I won't kill her.
I hope that she gets to her before I do then.
Wait, you haven't heard my plan.
You are not wrong. Wait, she's a thin blood. Can I
No,
torp
she's not
her?
a thin blood.
Oh, she's not?
No,
she's
she's
a
full
Sombra.
of Sombra.
Okay,
Nelson's the thin blood.
Nelson is
Then
our
I-
thin blood baby.
Just pop a cork in there and make her go night-night. Put her in a forever pine box.
Yeah, I got an idea. Yeah, I have ideas. Tonight, Ava, I don't want you to worry your pretty little head about it. You're looking pale. You need some action. I'm sure banana hammocks there. I don't even know what day of the week it is. What day of the week is it, Mathis?
Today, it is Friday.
Oh,
I think it's Freaky Friday.
It's Freaky Friday. You know, Brett's gonna be there in full freak mode. It'll make you feel good. You love it. We hate it.
Fine.
And
Is Ava like really just like pissed off looking, or at least like
Upset,
not pissed off,
yeah.
but upset. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like
very
lost in her
upset.
own upset.
and you
Yeah.
know what? While
That I'm never gonna
you
see
get
Celia again.
while you get freaky, not never again. Just until we solve our sandwich problem.
Probably never again.
It's just let's look on the bright side, Ava. And think about what you're doing to save her by carrying this shadow and keeping it from her. You're the real hero of the story, Ava.
It's the only thing keeping me going.
Yeah,
I'm grateful to Rudy for that, at least. He told us the truth.
I hope I never see Rudy again. He owes me.
I feel like you say that every time you see Rudy.
Actually, the last time I saw Rudy, it's been years. This is the first time Dakota's seen Rudy in years.
Well, he came to the bar.
Yeah,
he came to the bar.
In the kitchen.
And you were there, but you weren't.
And Dakota was
in
like,
the conversation.
deuces. Yeah, I left that conversation. Yeah, she does not Rudy very well. She does not trust that motherfucker. He has traitor written all over him. All over him. I can't choose a side. No.
I'll give you the address.
You don't know the address?
Or I'll give you the general location. And
no, it's a third floor apartment on the east side of the park.
Give us the details. I'll suss it out. We'll make sure she is safe.
She's in a dingy apartment in Lawndale on the west side.
Being kept by
Emmy.
With security out front?
Was it with Emmy's goons?
Emmy's security
out front. Well, the good news
with Emmy's goons.
We're tight with Emmy's goons.
We're tight with Emmy, so I'm sure
it'll be fine. As long as you don't show up, we'll be fine.
I won't. And I believe what Rudy's saying. I believe this is true. I do not want her in danger. I do not want her taking the shadow. I will never see her again. That's it.
Well.
Is that her flipping through Saito's journal? Like out of just
habit?
reflexive
Disassociating for a minute and just upset.
I'm just watching you physically as you're acting. I feel like it's what Ava's doing.
That is exactly what Ava's doing.
You just see her reflexively. She probably doesn't even think about it. Just pulls out the journal, is like just flipping through it, trying to be distracted.
Yep, exactly. That is exactly it.
I'm like, all at club time.
Yeah. Let's.
And why are you so nice to Rudy?
This is Malwa.
So nice. He's such a dick.
He's helped us. He has a very cold and gruff exterior.
So he has helped us. I've helped. He has not helped us.
He just gave us a name of a La Sombra and told us about Celia.
There are 3 people that have saved me from dying, and 2 of them are right here. Rudy is the 3rd.
Okay, fine. He gets a little cred for that. But I bet you he wouldn't do it again.
Rudy doesn't want to die. He doesn't want this to happen to him.
Then he needs to get with the program and be a little bit more, what's the word, cooperative.
Yes, you do have to pull teeth to get him to
completely
talk.
In agreement here, but you realize that we're having the same issues in our own house. Again, turns to Ava. We are having similar issues in our own house.
Let's not.
He's having doubts. He's having doubts.
I don't wake up with doubt. That's the difference between me and Rudy. He wants to blame us for making decisions by the seat of our pants, but he doesn't know which side he's on night by night. You can't trust the motherfucker. I wake up with no doubts that regardless of the decision that Ava makes, good or bad, she still loves us in her own special little Toreador way, right, Ava?
Yes.
So,
as her left hand gently caresses a photo of Saito in the journal.
And when push comes to shove, Rudy may jump in front of a moving car for you, but he isn't going to do it for us.
It still doesn't mean that he doesn't want to die.
Then I suggest he gets with the program and starts cooperating. This is just really full circle here. It's pretty simple because he's on my shit list.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I'm okay that he's on your shit list.
Great.
But we also know that there's a lot of people on that list.
Yeah, but he's really moving up the ranks right now because, well, he's really checking all the boxes. Asshole, untrustworthy, La Sombra. Just check.
Right. Well, if we don't get to the club soon, I am going to hop my happy ass over to Lawndale.
Leave it. We know she's safe. Plus, you might want to hear me out first.
All right, well, Let's go unsa
Make your way-
unsa or whatever the fuck you guys do at the club.
Yeah, heading to the Ethel's Club, as you usually do, a decent distance away. The drive is, I imagine, relatively silent for the most part at this point. Unless anything important happens on that drive, you arrive without incident to the small little room that leads down to the grate where Rat Tail makes himself known every time with a big old smile and more info that he still hasn't had a date with Boss. But regardless of his failures on that regard, and some slight chatter. Very surprised to see Ollie, of course. Very rarely gets to see you, but when he does, it's always a treat. But eventually you're let past.
Wait,
Door swings open.
I got questions. This guy's connected.
Yeah.
I simmer up.
As he's like ushering you by, you're like, no.
Wait. It's been too long. Plus, I heard you know everybody. You got to standing at this door night after night.
It's true. I do see a lot of faces, but I don't know if I'd say I know everybody.
Oh, come on. Don't downplay it.
I ain't downplaying nothing.
I bet if I tossed a name out, you could tell me who they are.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to get information out of me via game?
Might be trying to
I'm a Nosferatu,
I
not a
know,
game
that's
lord.
what I'm saying. Look. I got a name. I ain't never heard of him before, and I've been around a while, but I suspect you've been around longer. He's probably not your regular clientele, but doesn't mean you don't know him.
He kind of like just gestures to you like I'm waiting for you to say a name.
He goes by Rabbi. Rabbi fucking scrolling.
A lot of rabbis in Chicago.
Nicholas
Basaris.
And listen, if we're gonna be doing business, say I know something about this individual. What's it worth to you?
What's it worth to you?
Well, it depends on how important it is to you.
I can go get the information from anybody. I just like your company.
He shrugs. Business is business then. You guys can head on through.
All right, man. If you change your mind, you let old Dakota Rain know.
When I decide charities are worth supporting, I'll come your way. And he says it as like a joke. It's not like an insult. It's just like a jest.
Oh, so it is about money. Cheap.
I did say it was business.
Ugh.
As you walk by and his little like raggedy what's left of his rat tail get hanging from the back of his scalp whips to follow you, he also vanishes from sight. As you open the door, the music swells.
Why does everybody think money's so important?
Because
capitalism.
That's exactly.
But we aren't even human anymore. Who gives a fuck?
It doesn't matter. It follows us to our unlife, Dakota.
I hate
A look of disgust follows her as you drag your feet into the actual club itself. And as you stand up on the precipice of a few floors you have to walk down, and you see bodies mashed up against one another. Of course, Ava, your eye is drawn to the one who holds center stage most of the time.
He's
there
here.
He is.
How many clothes? How much clothes does he have on?
Minimal, but he's like still got some. He's still got like shorts on. He's not fully down to his underwear yet. Shirtless, his hair's down, but by his side is none other than Artie.
Oh God, Artie. Woo, haven't seen him in a while.
He is more clothed than Brett, and he is not dancing like Brett or enjoying like the crowd like Brett, but he's near Brett and having a conversation with somebody who is also next to Brett. And you see Brett he's having conversations. He's leaning over, and as somebody's talking to him, he just starts making out with the guy on his left. And then as he's done making out with him, he starts having another conversation before he just like starts going down on another guy. And the dude is really, really leaning into Freaky Friday. And he's having a great time.
It's really freaky out there, Ava. Get in there.
Oh God.
Yeah, let your freak flag fly or something.
All right, I guess I better get in there.
Go, Ava, go. Ask him if he knows any rabbis.
I'm sure he does. I'll ask.
As soon as Ava is like, it's like dropping the kid off at the dance. As soon as Ava is like in the crowd of people and happy, I immediately turn to Ollie with like business face, and I'm like, Booth, now.
Yes, ma'am.
Chop, chop.
Freaky Friday, baby. And so you make your way down.
Full circle.
Ava pushes her way through the crowd. You don't really have to push. You make your way through the crowd elegantly as people move out of the way for you, both kind and kindred alike. The mixing of sweat and blood and other bodily fluids pierce your nose should you ever decide to inhale at all. But eventually you make your way over to Brett, And as you make your way over, he actually sees you before you come over to that last little gap of people that you have to come through. And as he gets up from being on his knees and he smiles widely over to you, Miss Ava Heloise, holy shit, I haven't seen you in forever. And he actually just like lets go of the people who are clinging on to him. And as a few of them kind of like lingering grasps hang in the air for a bit, while he just completely comes over to you, throws his arm around your waist, should you let him, and swings you in a circle in a very playful manner.
I'll let him do the fun.
And and as he's done spinning you around, he tries to move in to give you a kiss as always.
Oh God. Well, I gotta get on his good side tonight, so I'll give him a little smoochy.
You let him lean in and gives you a little smooch. And as he leans back and lets his arm kind of let go of your waist and gives you your poor Dot is already feeling like she's got to throw up. He looks you up and down. And he goes, Ava, my dear, are we looking a little more pale than usual? My. Sometimes those carnal desires take over, don't they?
Well, if that's not what you're into, Brett, I could, bring the blush in the cheeks again if you'd like.
And as you say that, he's like, well, don't get me too excited, as his shorts just like by miracle drop and he's down in his underwear. And as he's about to continue, Artie actually walks up behind him, goes to put a hand on his shoulder, but only you see this, Ava, because he's behind Brett, realizes he's mostly naked, chooses not to, and then steps up and gives you a pleasant smile. And he's like, oh, Miss Eloise, it's been a while. How's the refrigerator doing?
It's still kicking. Missing having you in there, Artie.
Yeah, I bet you do, because I do not. He leans over. He says, Brett here says you're usually a frequent visitor to this place. You let your feet let loose out here. I'm surprised I've only seen you now. I've been here for a while.
Well, the coterie and I have been busy. If you want to say hi to them, they're over somewhere.
As you turn around and look, they're not where you left them. They've moved.
They were somewhere, but if you want to say hi to them, they're here tonight as well. We're having a little coterie fun night. So
he gives you a polite smile as he brings whatever drink he has in his glass to his lips. And as you see the thickness of the drink, it's at least mostly Vitae, maybe mixed with something else. And he brings his glass down and shakes his head. Appreciated, Miss Eloise. Enjoy your night. I'm sure you're not here to be. And he very much stumbles over his words for a minute, and then looks to Brett, and the stumbling ceases as he just stops trying to say what he's going to say and walks away from Brett kind of as quickly as he can in the most polite way possible. As you linger around Brett, what is it exactly like as you linger from Brett, and he says that to you, and Artie leaves. He's like, so what brings you to, I haven't seen you here in weeks. What brings you here?
Well, every once in a while, I think me and the coterie mates just need to go out. You know how I am, but Ollie's been a little stuffy lately, so
he gives you a smile and a wink, and sometimes you need a little breath of fresh air.
Oh God, yes, and I couldn't miss a Freaky Friday with Brett. So
you've missed too many. As he thrusts his hips in your general direction.
You're so good at being a tool bag. I don't know how you manage.
It's too good.
It's legendary, dude.
High school was filled with lots of very rich tool bags.
Wow.
I just, lean into more. I just think of the hockey players of my old school. And as he moves, it's like a waved thrust. It starts at his chest and he moves it down. And as the music changes, he kind of like gyrates with it. And he's like, well, let's teach you how to re-enjoy a night. And he reaches out to take you by your hand, but doesn't grab you with any force. He waits for you to take it in tandem.
Yeah, I'll take some time to dance with Brett and just I'll get through that first. I'm not gonna
get through that first. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make a manipulation performance check.
All right.
Since you're not thoroughly enjoying it.
Manipulation performance. Also, I randomly started hearing music. Does anybody else hear that? Okay, I must be where is this music coming? Do you guys hear it on?
I do not hear any music, no.
Okay, all right, whatever. Performance. Okay.
You're just getting really immersed.
Where is this
premonition
music?
Is really
you're having a real life premonition.
Where is this music coming from?
Tell me it's not piano.
Yeah. Would you like to spend willpower and reroll one of those?
No,
Okay.
honestly.
Ties go to the player every time. So you watch. As you agree to dance and he pulls you close and you hand him your hand and Tracy is like absolutely losing her fucking mind trying to find music. I'm watching
I
her.
have all of my tabs closed. I do not understand what's going on right now.
That's wild.
Okay, I am listening.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I guess I just got some music in the background.
As we watch you kind of grab his hand and willfully like kind of get pulled in and allow yourself to fall into Brett's dancing performance. It's like a mating ritual in a lot of ways. Our movement, or our vision rather, moves through the crowd and away over to a corner booth where we see Ollie and Dakota finally settling in if they found a booth themselves. And Ollie, above the crowd, it's easy with your height. You can see the center where Brett once was by himself, but now with Ava. And you're watching Ava dance with Brett. And I think you've seen it before, but it's always a shock in a way because you know Ava very well. And when she's playing Brett, playing into his weak ego and his need to have everybody's attention, she just gives way to what she knows. Like she gives way to Brett's own dancing. So the way she moves is extremely sexual. It's extremely, she bends her back in ways that are not human. And he in turn meets it. And he seems to, Ava, to you, as we go back to you, he doesn't once seem to realize this is all just you fucking playing him. And as Ollie sees that and he sits down in the booth, cutting off that vision, joining Dakota, the two of you finally are able to settle in. And as you do so, what is it exactly you're looking to do? Enjoy it. Just enjoy the night.
Don't look at it.
It is. It's like a train wreck. It's revulsion and.
We have business to discuss.
Yeah. What's up? What do you got?
Okay. So I say, we bleed the rabbi, do our little ritual, try to identify the rest. Then, instead of taking them out one by one, we take them all out on the same night with different groups of people. This gives her no time to react, and when it's all done, who cares if she tries to recuperate? Instead of killing them, we torpor them, and we hide them in the lake. Then we can fish them out when it's all done.
That's a lot of people.
Lake's big. Look, I've been mapping that lake for a while now. I guess you could say I've done a little bit of homework, maybe a body or two. Been dumped. Cinder block, tarp, wrap them up, let the fish feed on them. They'll just regenerate every night. It'll be a little bit like torture, but worth it.
All right. So, I mean, it's a great idea, but that means that we're going to have to bring a lot more people in on this plan.
Well, we already have quite a few people in on this plan, if you think about it. Jackson, the sheriff. Just to start.
Maybe the sheriff, but Jackson's not going to get his hands dirty.
No, but he'll assign somebody to do it. The Thin Bloods. The Gangrel. I have a feeling, along with McTavish's help in the Anarchs, we could actually hit each one of these people in one night at the same time. It's like a Gone in 60 Seconds.
I love that movie.
I actually saw that movie. It was a good one.
It's a great movie. Let's roll. It's a great movie.
Right. Just like that, but instead of cars, we're basically taking out Sombra. And instead of putting him on a container to ship him off to, a really wealthy mobster, we're tying cinder blocks to their feet and dumping them in the lake.
All right. Okay. Yes.
And Ava would have to go with them.
In the lake?
Yeah.
Yes. You're probably right. But you realize we have to kill Celia.
Yeah. About that. Technically, as long as she stays away from Ava and doesn't answer whatever this call is, which Rudy seemed really adamant about. I've been thinking on that too. If he's telling the truth, that whatever she's gonna do is call them to her. in an unnatural way. As long as we torpor and bind them, they can't answer the call. Ava and Celia included.
Well,
I'm just saying.
It's a great idea. I think it's going to be hard to coax 12 groups of people together.
I think we can do it if we're smart about it, and we may not get the entire list. But I say we gather as many as we can over the next week and make a plan. The gangrel are in town. We're hoping this Elysium is coming. Maybe we'll have multiple people at the same location. The Sabbat want to do something? Let's give them a fucking name.
Then we'll end up working with the Sabbat.
Wrong. Phone call, name, done. Or we don't involve the Sabbat at all. For all I fucking care. But I promise you, Sun Chi, everybody's working in their own little accord, their own space, and what they don't realize is if we stop working alone and started working together, we might be able to fucking figure this out. And if it will slow her down, it'll give her enough time. I'm gonna make mine really loud and clear. Draw attention away from the rest of them. She already doesn't like me. Let's give her one more reason.
Yeah. That's... Look, I'm on board. We just got to make sure that we got enough people playing.
Okay, so let's be smart about it. Let's gather a list of everybody we could have on our side. That actually is gonna help. Like Snitch, for example.
Okay.
I've been thinking a lot about this grant thing. Hear me out. I think we should wait till it's all done. We turn him now. He ends up in the middle of all of this and probably doesn't survive. We wait. At least we can assure it's the right world we want to bring him into. And if the world goes to shit and the sky turns red and it's eternal night, we don't have to turn him. More than
if his
likely,
life is on the line, if his life is on the line, Dakota, I'll do it. I don't care if he's a thin blood. I'll turn him myself.
I know that. Just know that hopefully the world after there is no Sybil is one in which he'll be welcomed as a thin blood, which means his clan won't matter.
Yeah. Well, our list of allies is real low.
It's actually bigger, I think, than we realize.
Compared to the amount of kindred in the city, I guess if we can rally them, then I'm for it. But what do we do tonight? Is it just blow off steam party night?
Well, we could go bleed Celia for the blood we need. We could use the club to suss out the rabbi. Get his blood. I'm not really into torturing religious figures, but I can, if it means getting a list.
All right. I could hit Celia fast.
What if I just keep Ava distracted?
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
Tell her that I went back to Ethel or something like that.
Yeah, you weren't feeling the party.
You know what side of the park she's staying on? You don't know what building she's in?
we just
can
about
reach out
locating goons.
to start like reaching out to find things.
Before you get out of the booth, I grab you and I'm like, hey, don't kill her. We promised.
Yeah, I won't.
We just need her blood.
And I'll get that. But I didn't say this earlier. I meant to say it earlier. You're not a mistake.
Well, thank you. I don't think I am either.
Good. I just didn't want you thinking that. I know what you said, Rika said, but you're not. You're not a mistake.
Grant can do better than Rika as his sire. Trust me, I know.
I'll be back.
Yep, I'll be here getting freaky.
Try to have the most fun you can.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go on the dance floor.
Likely, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, don't make a scene as you leave.
Ollie leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Ollie, how exactly are you going to be trying to pin down where she is exactly?
You said it's at least a 3-story building.
3-story building,
Lawndale.
rundown apartment to the east of the park in Lawndale.
Yeah. There can't be too many buildings that are of that level, and it's an apartment building.
Sure.
And I'm looking for...
It could also be one of those mixed commercial apartment buildings where the first floor is a store, and, you know...
I'm looking for surly goons. That's going to be my tell.
Sure. You're looking for surly goons just kind of in the front of the building, or like yeah.
Anything that sort of sticks out in that regard about surly goons, or the types of vehicles that they drive in, that kind of thing.
Let me check something real quick.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. You have, let me look at this a little bit higher here. What the hell? No, not what I meant. You have influence within organized crime, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
It would probably be way faster and way easier for you to reach out to people that are in the area that know the comings and goings of people than going building to building. Well, you probably would find her tonight going building to building, but it would still take you a while.
Yeah, I don't really tap into organized crime much.
Yeah, exactly. So give me a wit streetwise with the 2 additional from your skill in influence.
Can I rouse to pad that even further?
Yes, yeah, you can always rouse.
I get hungrier.
Hunger 2's not bad though.
No. Streetwise.
So, wit streetwise +2.
Wits.
Plus 4 technically.
So 4, yeah.
Wow, beautiful roll.
Successes.
We don't really see it as much as hear the details of it as much as we watch from a rather high up point of view as Ollie strides out of the club and I imagine takes the car just to get up there at a reasonable time.
Yeah.
As he's driving, you make a stop at a payphone. You make some calls, but again, we're high above where you're actually making it, and the details of those calls are well beyond our own ability to hear them. They last a few minutes, and we see you make a few calls, one after the other, until you head back into your vehicles, satisfied with the conversations and an address in your pocket. After another hour of driving through traffic and eventually getting to the residential area of this place, you do see the 3-story building. It is an apartment building with no commercial on the first floor, and they look like they are low cost but occupied apartment buildings. And your information did send you to the 3rd floor. Everything you heard and were able to contact sends you to where all your information confirms it should be in the first place. So how do you plan on approaching this?
Well, I imagine that the goons are going to be stationed outside the door.
Yes, on the 3rd floor. If you go upstairs, you will see them outside.
I will.
So you walk up the stairs. So you walk in the front door, no problem. Then as you head in, you can hear mumbled TVs on from the 1st floor apartment building. But you walk up the stairs and they creak with every step. You're not trying to be invisible in any way. And so by the time you reach the 3rd floor, there's no surprise that the 2 guards sat there are facing the stairs, waiting for whoever it is to come up the stairs.
Yep. As soon as they see me, I'll say I'm looking for M.
Ain't here.
Try a little harder.
He looks to his partner, and his partner looks to you. She ain't here.
She downstairs the floor?
He just shakes his head. If you're looking to meet up with Emmy, this is not the place to do it.
Okay. I'll step back into the hallway, and I'll go invisible.
Okay. And do you plan on just like opening the door and walking by them? Because once you open the door, I mean, they'll see you. Because you're opening the door. They can't see you, but the door is opening, and that's an action enough to like wait, alert them.
Let's see.
You know they're not kindred because you're watching them breathe.
I'll knock. I'm not even gonna open the door. I'll knock.
Oh, so you go invisible. You are doing the one that allows you to move, right? So you're going to make a rouse check.
Yeah.
Okay, rouse me. And you're walking up to the door and knocking on the door. As you do so, there's a bit of a confused look and surprise. One just makes a gesture to like points and says, "Stay here." The other one just opens the door and steps in, like opens the door enough and steps through, and it's just going to shut it behind him. Is the plan to try and slip through while the door's open and he's going to check?
My plan is to make the one that's on the outside go night-night.
Okay, what are you going to do? Strength brawl?
It's gonna be a grapple. I'm just gonna pass him out.
Okay, go ahead and roll. One success for my guy. No
9
successes. And you do not messy crit because you have 2 crits on the normal side. So the 10 on the messy side does not combine to make a messy crit. And so do it without even a noise and very little struggle. You're able to step behind this guy, leverage your arm under him, and pull tight until the man falls asleep. He does so. You're visible, obviously, now.
As soon as he goes down, I want to position him up against the wall or back in his chair, head against the wall. And then I want to step back to the opposite side of the door. So when he walks out, he sees the hallway.
Okay. And so you do exactly as such. And the door opens after a few minutes pass. And other security guard is stepping out.
As soon as he steps out, same thing.
Okay. Did you go back invisible again?
No, I just kind of like using hopefully the angle of him.
Gotcha. So make me, just go ahead and make me a dex stealth versus his low penalized wits awareness.
4 successes.
Yeah, you beat me. So he does not see you as you step out, and as you do so, make me a strength brawl versus his 1d10. As he gets his, okay. Hey, 2 successes. Let's go.
I got 2 successes. I will willpower that.
Okay.
I got no successes.
Well, ties go to the player. However, he struggles for a round. He's still alive in the next round. And he's actually going to get a full attempt strength brawl to remove you.
Sure.
So it's just 2 strength. Yeah, you're going to roll strength brawl versus his strength brawl.
Okie doke.
He is not a kindred, but he is a ghoul.
I got 7 successes.
Oh, God, you critted. Come on, crit. I did not crit. With 7 successes on this round, you hold him long enough and you feel him actually. He's able to get his feet on the ground and stop himself from passing out from choking. But once his feet hit the ground and you feel him a little bit, you just give it a little extra oomph and you lift his heels back up off the ground and his toes can't reach him. And eventually he too passes out.
Okay. Right next to his friend, right on the wall.
Yep. Quietly, nobody heard it. Again, you silently came up behind them.
I will. I'm going to go invisible.
Rouse.
3 hunger.
Okay.
And I'm going to open the door and walk through.
As you do so and you step in, you see a similar sight to as I described to Ava, with the exception of Celia and talking to her shadow. She is not. She's actually just sat there watching TV, and currently she looks like she's watching infomercials as they round around that time where most prime programming stops and infomercials start filling the screen. And she's just kind of like, as the TV's going, she's just picking at her thumbnail, not really paying too much attention, and the sound is just kind of keeping the area from being deadly silent.
Okay. I'm going to move up to just in front of her and slowly move my hand to her throat.
Okay.
And just as my invisibility falls, I want to clasp my hand around her throat.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a strength brawl. She's going to get her 1d10. Perfect. Nothing.
2 successes.
You succeed in holding and grabbing her and kind of, I imagine you, while you grab her throat, you're also like pushing her up against the wall. So there's like
or the couch, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where
the
she's
couch
sitting.
itself is old leather. It's got rips in it. You can see the fabric kind of tearing away, but go ahead. You do so right next round. What do you do?
Where's Emmy?
Okay. So you spend the round, you just ask her a question?
Yep. Where is Emmy? I'm basically holding as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna make a rouse check real quick.
Sure.
Here. Okay, she doesn't get hungrier. And then where is it? There it is. Okay, cool. As you hold her there and you where's Emmy, she doesn't really put much of a fight up, but you watch a familiar thing happen to her eyes, mostly because you've seen Ava do it before. There's a darkness that kind of swells and clouds it over, but it doesn't go pitch black. And in that moment, I need you. I need you to make me a defensive roll as a black tendril from behind you rips forward to grab hold of you around the waist and pull you away.
And what would you like me to roll?
It's going to be strength roll.
Okie doke.
Versus she rolls Wits Oblivion for her.
I got 3. I'll willpower.
Okay.
So I have 5 successes.
Okay, 5 total. 1, I only rolled 2 successes. As this thing kind of comes out from behind, there's no sound associated with it. Her eyes darkening is the only heads up you get, but it's enough. You've dealt with this in the past, and as your eyes darken, you dart your eyes over to your left, just over your shoulder, and as you do so, from the shadow from behind the TV where it's darkest, you see this wispy, almost ethereal looking thing that you can barely make out as a tendril fly out at an unreasonable speed and reach out for your midsection. You're able to step out of the way just barely as it misses you completely, but it doesn't retreat. It lingers. It's there.
I tell her, Celia, they know where you are. Where is Emmy?
Go ahead and make me a manipulation intimidation.
Okay. Those are not great for me.
3 successes is still good, man. That's pretty damn good. And you have her by the throat and you dodged her attack. She's not in a place where she has much of an advantage right now. And clearly,
I'm not cutting off like anything. I'm just trying to keep her in place.
I mean, she's a kindred. It doesn't matter if you did or not. She'd be fine. Right. You're just holding her there. And after even she missed her attack and you're still willing to try to talk to her, plus those 3 that you roll, it's enough for you to see for a moment the tendril itself retreat back into the darkness. She then goes to go to say something, and she does need her vocal cords to speak. So if you are gripping tight,
I just lower, literally lower just to just below the throat at the sternum area.
She, as you let her go, she goes,
I can't have you running, kid. Where's Emmy?
I don't know, man. She doesn't tell me where she stays. She comes and checks on me every so often. The fuck?
Okay.
How do you know I'm here?
Because I'm not the only one who knows you're fucking here.
You are. Why is it always you breaking into the fucking door? Or the people outside are they okay? Did you kill them? If you killed them,
they'll be fine.
Have your fucking head.
They will be fine. They're just sleeping right now.
I don't know. She checks in on me every so often. There's not really a rhyme or reason to it. She just said, I'll be safe here and to stay here. And so I did. She told me to write a note to you guys. I haven't finished writing it. I was
all right, look,
literally.
Kid, I'm going to do everything in my power. I got my network watching this place. By they, I mean others like us. They're going to know where you're at. I'm going to drop my hand. Okay. You can't run.
No, dude. Okay.
Because if you do that, you'll not only just make an enemy of me, but you'll make an enemy of Emmy. And to be completely frank, she's like 200 years older than me, and she has way less of a candle to burn on this.
I know she's really fucking weird. I get it. But okay, I'm not going to go anywhere.
I drop my hands and I take a step back.
There's probably a beat of tension between the two of you, but she doesn't move.
Look, I know I can be a hard ass. All right. I understand. I probably invade your privacy a lot more than not. This is our second meet. It's not swell. All right. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to be here. I got some real bad news for you, kid. And it ain't coming from me. But if you want me to fix it, I need something from you.
What the fuck is happening?
I know that you're talking to something. I know that you're talking to someone through something. Because it's happening to one of my friends, too.
Okay.
And I want to stop
that it's not all that weird.
No, it's pretty weird.
Don't the Malkavians or the crazy ones, don't they talk to things all the fucking time?
Has it ever been a good thing to be defined as crazy?
I don't know. I'm still like kind of new to all this.
I got you. Look, this is going to sound weird. And I'm going to do my best to ensure that Emmy can come back here and potentially move you, or at least get a line out to me, so that I can keep eyes on this place. I can't have Ava knowing where this is. Not that I really know how your relationship is. Frankly, I don't give a damn. But that I need...
She walked in when I was staying with her, where she said I could be safe. She walked in. I don't even remember what we were arguing about. All I remember is she did something that she used her blood against me. And it was, that's not nice. That's not like a guardian thing to do. So I ran away because I thought she was trying to control me.
Hey, I don't blame you. All right.
I don't want to see her is what I'm saying. I don't know why you're worried about her finding me.
Because I have a feeling that she's going to figure out where you are. If I know where you are, she's going to figure out where you are.
Okay. So she shows up. Why is it a big deal? Is she going to kill me?
No. It's quite the reverse.
I'm not going to kill her. She's a bitch, but I'm not going to kill her.
Something is going to happen with that thing that you talk to and the thing that she talks to.
Okay. All right.
This is why I got to keep you apart.
Okay.
That's all the details that I know, but that's not what I need from you. Why do you
need me to bleed for you?
Because I can find the source of what's causing this, and I can take away the pressure, or at least I'm going to try to. Because it's not only affecting you, it's affecting Ava. And as much as a bitch you believe she is, there's some goodness in there. And I don't want to see her go down the drain, wind up fucking kooky like the Malkavians, and end up dead, dusted.
Okay. Last, little devil's advocate on this side of things for a minute. I don't know a whole lot, and Emmy has been really, really nice, if not a little fucking creepy, in trying to at least teach me some stuff. And one of the big things she said right in the beginning was just blood is everything. Your blood is like the most important thing. So I know things can happen with the blood. I don't know what things can happen. I know there's some weird magician hoodoo out there. How do I know what you're going to do with my blood isn't going to come back and fucking, if not hurt me, kill me?
Because I'm doing everything in my power to make sure you don't die. And I promise that to a lot of people.
Man,
I particularly promise that to a person that means a great deal to me.
There's a lot of pressure. You came bursting in, and now you're demanding something of me. You're telling me I'm trying to save my life.
Look, I'm not trying to make this heavier or harder than it already is. I know that the new life of a kindred fucking sucks.
What if I say no to your blood then? Like, you can just go away? Or are you going to fucking pin me down and take it by force?
I don't want to have to resort to anything
Not
physical.
what I asked. I said, if I said no, is that what you're going to do?
Then let me counter ask. Why? Why would you say no if I said that I can make things better?
Because I don't know if you're lying to me.
Then you haven't talked to Emmy much.
No, it's been not long. I haven't been here long. I've been here for like a week, maybe.
Okay. All right. Who else have you talked to in the city? That's
no
a kindred.
No one. Like I ran off from Ava. I just wanted to find a place to fucking just chill. I found a little job. I could work at nights, try to get back into society.
Yeah, it's the bodega. I know.
And then, but then fucking Emmy showed up and walked in and then told me, just basically knew everything, and then told me it was time to go. And I couldn't say no. And trust me, I didn't want to say no now that I think about it. But yes or no? If I say no, are you taking my blood by force? Or try?
No. I will not take your blood by force. But I need to reason with you. Let me at least try. I'll back up even further.
I appreciate it, and I know you're trying to, but everybody is telling me they have my best interest at heart. I don't know who's telling me the truth and who's not. I know Emmy said blood is the most important. Now you're asking me for it, but you're not going to force me to take it, which makes me think you're actually trying to be honest.
Okay.
How much do you need? Can you even preserve it? Doesn't it turn to dust?
This. And I'll pull out one of the glass vials. This. It's about a 2 whopping ounce of your blood. It's very small. And that's all I need. Your wound will heal almost immediately.
And you can guarantee me this isn't going to come back and haunt me?
I guarantee that if there is any hauntings, that it's specifically from me, and it's not going to result in the loss of your life.
I will. Okay. All right. I have an idea. I'll do it. I want some of yours.
You want my blood?
Yeah.
Why?
Fair trade, right? You get mine, I get yours. And worst case, I know if I taste it, then that gives me at least some sort of knowledge or ability to understand how you operate. There's value there, if not for the same reasons for you, but maybe my own personal ones.
A taste.
Okay. Who first?
No.
And on that, who first?
I thought you said you first.
No, she goes, who first? And then as that question is posited in the air, we'll fade to black. And we'll return after our holiday break.
Oh my god. Okay, everybody.
See the repercussions of said choices.
We'll see you. We're going to take 2 weeks. We'll be back the 6th of January.
Enjoy your holidays.
If you need more World of Darkness from us, we're playing an Anarch game tomorrow for final 2 recordings, and those will be released every Friday through the month of December, so we're not totally off the radar. That's all I've got. Jesus. Tell everybody bye, Mathis.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. See you after the holidays.